This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline dreams, for the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scenes, for the families, the drivers, the wrench turning crews, for the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, that's who we are. We're a culture, we're a brotherhood, we are rolling motor fire. Build not borrowed, that's the creed written deep in our veins. We turn busted cars into legends and rust into fame. From late night garage grind to race day stadium roars, every scar on the knuckles unlocked 1,000 doors. We don't back down, we don't break, we don't fold. Every ride we build tells a story worth gold. This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline trains, for the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scenes, for the families, the drivers, the wrench turning crews, for the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, that's who we are. We're a culture, we're a brotherhood, we are rolling motor fire. Here's to the nights when the world said slow down, but the engine said no when we stood our ground. To the ones who grew up rich and when the rest took the easy way, we found our path in the piston noise and we'll ride it every day. Pedal to the metal, this is where we belong. Cars, trucks, monster trucks, loud and strong. Passion, pride, lug nuts, side by side. If you love what you drive, then ride, ride, ride. This is for the legends that started in dusty garages, for the kids who chase dreams through the scars and collages, for the racers who gave everything without fail, and the fans who stand proud when the engines wail. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, this ain't a phase. It's our passion, our culture, and we'll live it to the grave. Pedal to the metal, forever in our veins. So look out, we're only getting louder from here. Nothing built strong was ever built out of fear. The road is wide open and the fire won't slow, because this isn't a hobby, this is the only life we know. Pedal down, heads high. We're not done. Pedal down, heads high. Pedal down. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. You're listening to Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music, the show where horsepower, stories, and great music come together. From beautiful collector classics to fire-breathing race cars to the ground-shaking thunder of monster trucks, this is where the world of motors meets the power of music. So strap in tight, fire up, and grab your favorite cold drink, because a ride is about to begin. And now, here's your host, Roller.
buddy. How you doing tonight? What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you up there in the mezzanine. Peace out, man. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Down here, look at the Beer Garden Rowdies. They're always here, man. They got season tickets. Hello, Kevin Dickey. Hello, Carter. Hello, Scott Goodwin. Hello, Dave Cross. How are you guys? Hey, mezzanine people. How you doing, man? Good to see you guys. Come on now. Come on. Let's bring it down. Come on. Hey, say hi to your mother for me. Say hi to your mother, okay? You know what I mean? Say hi to your mother for me. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Hey, guys. You know what? Man, thank you. No, thank you. Let's just bring it down. Let's bring it down. All right, man. We got us a good show tonight, man. We have the last and final auctioneer tonight on the Young Gun series. We have Eathen McDowell. Eathen is a young gun auctioneer out of Pueblo, Colorado, my hometown. And his family, they own Pyramid Auto Auctions. And Eathen is taking the company to a new level, man. He is going to be talking to us live from Memphis, Tennessee tonight at the World Automobile Auctioneers Contest. And it starts, I believe it starts Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, or Friday, one of the two. But anyway, Ethan's down there, and he's getting himself ready to go, so we'll talk to him at 6 o'clock. But, man, and then at 7 o'clock, we got Craig Gould from the Classic Car Auction Group. Our old buddy Craig's going to be on. They got a motorcycle sale this weekend, and we're going to be talking to him, and we're going to be talking motorcycles, man. That's kind of like up my alley. I kind of like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have fun doing it. So, let's get started here, I guess. Let's just get ready to go here. Like I said, this is the last night of the Young Guns. May is already getting booked up, guys. I mean, I'm talking about booked up. I've got Kayla. Let's just first start off. I got Craig Smith from Mecum Auto Auctions on the phone today, and he is going to do a show on the 3rd of May at 7 p.m., and we're going to learn about Mecum Auto Auctions and everything like that. So, hello, B.J. Johnson. How you do? Regardless. Love you too, brother. But anyway, that was just a fluke of a phone call. I was talking to Craig, or trying to call Craig Gould, and I called Craig, and I forgot that he was in my phone, and we started talking about being on the show, and he's like, yeah, sure, man, I'll be on the show. Who is this? And I said, this is Roller, man. Who is this? And he goes, well, this is Craig Smith from Mecum Auto Auctions. I was like, whoa. Right place at the right time on the phone call. So anyway, I told him, I said, let me call you back when I get home. So I went ahead and got a hold of Craig Gould, and we got everything lined out. And then when I got home, I immediately got on the phone, and I called Craig Smith from Mecum Auto Auctions. And I told him, I said, dude, I would just consider it a big honor from somebody from Mecum to be on the show. Mecum is a big up-and-coming auction company, man, and they're right behind Barrett Jackson. Okay, and they are, excuse me, they are just an amazing group. I sold some stuff at Mecum and done really well with it. And I was out there in Phoenix a couple years ago. Me and a buddy of mine, we brought a Corvette out there and sold it, and it was just fun. It was a lot of fun. So we got him on the 3rd. We got Kayla Savage on the 6th. Then we have Russ Steely. He's going to be on the 10th. We got Charlie Miller from back in the day. Old Charlie, man, he used to run with BJ and everybody like that, man, when he worked for Paul. Oh, come on. Help me out, BJ. Help me out. Paul Schaefer. So anyway, he's going to be on. And then on the 24th, Texas Rich is going to be on. We haven't had him on in a while. And, ladies and gentlemen, he's got about 85,000 followers now, and he keeps going up. Maybe by the time we get to talk to him on the 24th, he might have 90,000, and he's shooting for that 100,000 goal. But we do have open dates on the 13th, the 20th, and the 22nd, or the 27th. I'm in the process of talking to Roger Gallagher. Hello, Robert. How are you doing right there, man? Good to see you in here. But anyway, Roger Gallagher in the house, and he's going to be maybe on the show. We're going to get him, but we'll get those other 3 dates. And then remember, we're not going to have a car show on the 31st. a show on the 31st because we're going to the car show in Pueblo. So, I'd like to thank my sponsors. Let's go ahead and get them out of the way. I'd like to thank Arch Auto Glass. Art is a main man. He hooked me up with a guy, Jose from Midwest Auto Glass, right? And he put a new windshield in my motorhome this weekend, and I'm going to build a commercial for him and all that. But Art is a great man, and his phone number is 720-296-8635. If you mention the show, you get 10% off of installation. But he can come to your lot. He can come to your business. He can come to your house. He can come to wherever you need to put that windshield or that side glass in. So Arch Auto Glass, we like to thank them for all of their sponsorships and stuff like that. We also like to thank Jesse Scott, Crafts and Creation Studio, www.jessescott.com. Phone number is 715-721-5999. That's Crafts and Creation Studio by Jesse Scott. He's the one that did the spark plug, the light boxes. I got the trophies in for the car show. He made them, and they come out really nice. So go to his website at www.jessescott.com and check out things that he has for the car enthusiast in your life. I'd like to thank my lady over there in Pueblo, Seppi's Chala Breads right there. Ellie, she's a great lady, man, and she has let me host my very first car show at my dad's first place when he started in the car business back in the mid-'60s. And that's going to be located at 131 Broadway Avenue in Pueblo. Phone number over there is at Seppi's is 719-664-2042. Or you can go to their website at www.seppiskosher.com. Check out the breads and stuff. You can order stuff. She'll ship it to you. Or if you happen to be in Pueblo, come on down. And especially if you're there on Sunday on the 31st, she's going to open up the store for everybody, and they can go in there and buy breads and stuff like that. We appreciate them. Sticker pack, we got them. Make sure you go to the website at www.pedaltothemetalpodcast. That's www.pedaltothemetalpodcast.com and order a sticker pack, order T-shirts. We're in the process of looking at maybe getting a heat transfer machine that will be able to do our own T-shirts in studio, hats and stuff like that. We're in the process of looking into that, and probably in the next couple of weeks we're going to have we're either going to pull the trigger or not going to pull the trigger. So we'll figure that out, and then that way we can just ship directly to you. It'll save the cost that fourth wall charges and different things like that. So do appreciate it. And Kevin Dickey's right, guys. I need your help. I need to get to that algorithm, the next algorithm, and I need you guys just every once in a while reach over there and push that thumbs up button, man. Please. It's just push it and give me some thumbs up because we need to get in that new algorithm. We're stuck in this one right now, and it's not letting me get out to the next level, and I need to get out to the next level. And by doing that, you guys pushing those thumb buttons or the heart buttons, man, it really helps me out get into that algorithm. So there you go. Oh, I love it. I love it. See you there? There you go, guys. That's what it's all about right there. So thank you very much for doing that. Carter's on here. She's putting all the names of the places on there and all that. Scott Stout's on there. Hello, Roller. Hello, buddy. How are you doing there, Scott Stout? Anyway, my buddy Scott Stout, he's got his White Buffalo Car Show coming on October the 3rd down in Snyder, Texas. If you're around if you're around in that event around Snyder, Texas on the October the 3rd, make sure you stop by and say hi. Or if you got a vehicle you want to register, make sure you get a hold of Scott at whitebuffalocarshows.com, and he'll take care of you, man. He'll hook you up and get you in the show, and they got some pretty cool trophies being given away this year. And Scott, I got my trophies today in the mail for my car show. So you should be, Jesse said he was going to put yours out maybe this weekend. So you should be getting that one, I would think, sometime next weekend or something like that. So Texas Rich, my brother from another mother, he builds them, he builds all them metal show boards and metal prints. They come in the sizes of 11 by 14, 16 by 20, 20 by 30. You can only get the 20 by 30 one, and that's the only one you can get the big show board in, is 20 by 30 size. So, if you're looking to get one of these to bump up that display of your car, car show, then you need to do that, man. You need to do that. You need to get a hold of him. And his website is www.texasrich at c10americamagazine.com. That's no www in there. It's just texasrich at c10americamagazine.com. And he can tell you all the pricing and everything that you need. But I know you need 15 photos. I know that you need a paragraph about yourself, and I know that you need a paragraph about your truck. So if you have a C10 truck, he puts people in the magazine all the time, and he's starting issue number 10. I think he's got it full already, but when issue 11 comes out, he puts out a e-blast for new people to join in. Kevin Dickey, myself, Scott Stout, we've all been in the magazine and stuff, and it's an amazing, and the metal prints are amazing too. So make sure you get that. That's Texas Rich at c10americamagazine.com. But other than that, guys, like I said, this is the last night for the Young Gun Auctioneers. I think it has been a fabulous series. My young guns were really informative about their business and and what their goal is for the future and different things like that. And I really, really look forward to seeing what they're going to do in the future. Now, I've been in talks with Scott Goodyew. Scott Goodyew is a good friend of mine. He was a big mentor of a lot of those young guns, and we're going to maybe have a series, maybe in the next couple months, with some past world champion auctioneers. And we're going to discuss that a little bit more, and that'll be awesome, man, to be able to hear people like Shane Ratliff talk or whoever we have on. These guys were crowned the champions for a reason, and it's because they're the best of the best. Scott, he's a two-time world champion, so that's what it's going to be all about. And we're also going to have the lady young guns on the show. And we'll be talking to them. I've been in talks with Riley Bear. She's going to talk with some more ladies and try to get us another whole setup on that. So that's going to be fun right there. But other than that, guys, we've got a little bit of time. So, let's go ahead and do one here. Here's a new one. This is called Riding Shotgun in My C10. We'll be right back here on Pedal to Metal, Motors and Music.
Sun comes up on a sunny July morn. Coffee in a cup, got a load I want. Bills on the dash, miles to go. But I ain't alone, yeah, I already know. Bench seat cracked, that old dash hums. Engine knocks, but she still runs. Windows down, let the cool wind in. Feels like somebody riding again. Ain't saying much, but I feel in there. In every mile, in every prayer. He rides shotgun in my C10 through the thick and thin, again and again. Ain't no halo, ain't no sign, just a steady hand when I'm crossing lines. When the road gets rough and the nights get long, he's right there riding along. I don't have to ask, I just know. He rides shotgun in my C10. Been down roads I shouldn't have drove. Took some turns that nearly broke. But every time I C10. Oh, maybe it's faith, maybe it's grace, maybe it's just that feeling I can't replace. Every back road bend, every highway line, I thank the Lord for that peace of mind. He rides shotgun in my C10, never lets me fall too far again. Through the storms and the miles I roam, guiding me steady, leading me home. When I pull that key and the day is done, I still feel him riding shotgun. Yeah, I don't have to ask, I just know he rides shotgun in my C10. Engine cools and the night rolls in, still got a friend riding with me.
Riding shotgun in my C10 right here on Pedal the Metal, Motors and Music. Yeah, Kevin, you know what? This is the reason why we created the other page, and I just got to start using it, but I got to get everybody over to the new page. And every time I swap over, it takes forever to build another page, and this one is getting so many listeners. So I'm going to go to work and try to figure out how to make that shareable. I've had several people try to help me, and I guess it's in the way I set it up, so I'm going to have to really sit down and see if I can just make this one work. But you know, the other page has got 200 and some followers already on it. But you know, when I do decide to go over to the other page, I'll let you guys know in plenty in advance and notice and stuff like that, and then you guys can. And really, basically, what it is, it's Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music, but it's got a picture of me with my sunglasses on, and that's the page we'll be working out of. So, other than that, guys, let's see here. It's 5:53. 5:53. Let me see if we got a little something easy, something fast that we can play here. Let's see here. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what we better do. We better go ahead and play some commercial spots from our sponsors. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal. We're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Let's take a look at our new partner, 6'9" Graphics and Design. A small design and marketing company, big on personalized service. They work closely with you to get your business noticed, with graphics that stand out and grab attention. 6'9" Graphics and Design specializes in stickers, decals, and graphics for your hot rods, custom projects, so business marketing. They also offer logo design, brochure signs, business cards, banners, custom apparel, vehicle graphics, and much more. Remember, that's 6'9" Graphics and Design. Visit 69design.com or find them on Instagram at 69design. Pick me up to start your day. There's a place in Parker that'll get you going. rise and grind coffee. Has bold espresso, strong coffee, smooth lattes plus chai teas and cold. Smoothies, regular or decaf, whatever you're in the mood for. Hungry, grab a hot breakfast burrito or a fresh muffin, quick, simple, and ready to roll. Got something coming up, any event or party you're planning, they've got a portable coffee cart that brings the coffee right to you. Fresh drinks served on site. Local spot, good coffee, good people. Rise and grind coffee, fueling your day, one cup at a time.
When your equipment goes down, your whole day comes to a stop. That's where Garner Repair comes in. Owned and operated by Austin Garner, Garner Repair brings professional, reliable mobile equipment repair right to you. No hauling, no waiting, no wasted time. From engine repair to hydraulic systems to electrical diagnostics and full preventative maintenance, Garner Repair keeps your equipment running strong. Whether you're on a job site, a ranch, or out in the field, Austin shows up ready to get the job done right the first time. Fast response, honest work, dependable service you can trust.
Call 303-588.
7940.
That's 303-588.
7940. Or email garnerrepair@gmail.com. Garner Repair, keeping your equipment moving so you can keep moving forward.
I'd like to thank those sponsors and hope you continue to be with us. We really appreciate your business. You know what? I tell you what, Austin come out the other day and he fixed the generator in my motorhome, man, and he had it running top drawer in probably 30 minutes. And I mean, that's taking the carburetor off, cleaning everything, and doing a couple other things that he did. And man, that thing fires up right now. And it just gets my motorhome that much closer to getting ready to get sold. That's right, we're going to get rid of it, man. We're going to send it on down the road. Maybe get a ramp truck or something like that, or maybe trade it for a C10 or something. Who knows? You never know, man. That's just what we're going to do. But hey, it's 5:58. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can just go ahead and call Eathen a little early here. We're going to just get a hold of that boy and get a hold of him and say, yo, Eathen, what's up? What's up, dog? How you doing, man? How you doing? Let's see here. All right, we're gonna say, yeah. I think it's going. Yeah, we got a ringtone. We got a ringtone.
Hello?
Yes, this is long distance calling for Eathen McDowell, please.
Yeah. You got him.
Hello, Eathen. This here's Roller. What's up there, buddy? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, Roller.
Are you? Are you in the room and you're just thinking about the contest this weekend, or what's the deal, man?
Yeah, I'm eating all the gummy bears and my Starbursts and watching Netflix and chilling.
Dude, there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. There ain't nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, how are you nervous?
Oh yeah.
Are ya?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
This is not your first one. This is your second one, isn't it? Or is this your first?
This is my second one.
That's what I
but
thought.
I don't know if I don't think it gets any better. I think I'm always going to be nervous.
Well, Kenny Holsworth used to throw up every time, man. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it gets any better or not until you win it, and then you don't have to worry about it no more.
Yeah.
For sure. But that's what it's all about. I mean, that's what it's all about. But Ethan, you grew up in an auction family, man, and you guys run Pyramid Auto Auctions down there. And I can remember my dad going to Pyramid when he was alive in the car business down there in Pueblo, and he talked highly about it. I've never darkened the door. I've never been down there because I lived in Amarillo and stuff. And but I think what you're doing is taking Pyramid and taking it to the next level, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean we've been down there for 40 some years. My
Right.
grandpa's been running this auction forever. So I mean, I try and give suggestions, but ultimately, we still use paper sheets, and we're there's one computer in the whole building. Like we're so stone aged. I try and be like, hey, you ever thought about a laptop before, Howard? But no.
It's just hard to teach a new dog, an old dog, new tricks, right?
Sure. I mean, he's been doing it the same way for forever.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good. We like doing it. I love doing it. Like, and I'm just gonna keep throwing my hat into as many rings as possible.
Well, why not, man? I mean, that's what it's all about. But you guys have two locations. You have one in Fountain too, right?
Yeah. So yeah, my grandpa's like best friend. He basically runs that one, and then we run the one out of Pueblo, and
Uh-huh.
me and my uncles and my mom.
Now, do you run up and auctioneer that one up there, or do they have
Yeah.
somebody that you do?
Yeah. So it's me, my two uncles, my grandpa, and my grandpa's brother, and we'll alternate, So, but most of the time, I'll always do Pueblo, and then if I'm super busy, I won't go to Fountain, but most of the time I'll be in Fountain. So
Uh-huh.
every Saturday, pretty much.
And that sale runs in Pueblo every Saturday and in Fountain every Saturday.
So we run first and third in Fountain, and
Okay.
then the second and fourth Saturday in Pueblo.
Okay. All right. Well, that works pretty good. So, and it's open to the public, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that sometimes that can be a nightmare.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you run into a few hiccups here and there and stuff like that, but you know he's been around for a long. Is your grandpa's an auctioneer then?
Yes, he is. He is.
What does he think about your accomplishments as an auctioneer so far?
He's pretty proud. Like he's most of the stuff I do is kind of stepping out of his comfort zone. Like he never got involved with any of the associations or went to any contests or did it really just focused on what he had going.
Right.
And so, it's kind of out of his realm, but he's excited. He always has my back, and everything I do, he's always excited for me. So
Well, and that's good, man, because there's nothing better than having the family back you and be proud of what you're doing. And I think in his own way, it's just like my dad. Let's see, is Eathen an Uber driver in Memphis? That's what Scott Goody wants to know. Are you an Uber driver in Memphis?
yeah, yeah. Tell him I'm picking him up tomorrow at the airport. Don't
He
worry about it,
he said
Scott.
he said he is picking you up, Scott, but it's $57 a mile because
It's
he has to pay roller too, so we're gonna split down on that. He didn't know that,
yeah.
but that's what's happening, Scott. So
There you go.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah. So remember $57 a mile, and don't let him cheat you, Ethan,
57.
because he has the money. He's
Hey,
very
that's
rich.
cheap. I think it's a good deal.
I do too, especially
Yeah.
especially gas here today. I looked 429,
Yeah.
429.
Yeah, especially if I let the rental car place fill it up too, we'll be paying $8 a gallon.
Yeah, this is like little California or something. I mean, come on, let's just get with it, man, and turn this thing around. It's time to start going down, not going up. I don't understand it right there. But anyway, what possessed your grandpa to start an auction company? I mean, why did he start one in Pueblo?
So I guess we kind of got to go back. So I'm a fourth generation auctioneer.
Uh-huh.
So my great grandmother, her husband was the first in my family, and he got my grandpa into it. And actually, she paid and she sent every single one of us to auction school, including her husband.
Uh-huh.
So it's really my great grandmother who, like, they just started an auction both of them, and then got my grandpa into it, and it just went down from there. I don't know what he grew up in Penrose with 10 brothers, and
Uh-huh.
he actually has a couple of them in the business that just do, estate sales around and stuff. And so I don't know, he kind of married into my grandma, and her dad was an auctioneer. So that got him into it, and then it just fell down to me, I guess.
Now, your grandma, are they from the Colorado area, or were they in a different state or something like that?
Yeah, so we're all from Colorado. I guess, well, we got a little family in like Oklahoma and stuff, but she
Uh-huh.
lives in Wiley right now, out in the boonies. So
What was your grandpa's name that she married that was an auctioneer?
Storm.
Storm. I never heard of him.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never. So they had.
Wayne Storm was my great grandma's
Uh-huh.
husband's name.
Did you ever have a chance to meet them?
No, actually, my great grandma's still alive
Wow,
today.
that's
Yeah,
cool. Congratulations, man, to have your great grandma, man. That's awesome.
I know it is. It's amazing. And she, you know what? She's walking. She drives around. She shows up to the auction every Friday before the auction, and she'll come and hang out. She'll drive her own car there. She'll have lunch, and she'll tell us what to do, and then she'll drive herself back home. And
That's
she comes
awesome,
and hangs
man.
out with us still today. So it's actually, yeah, it's pretty special.
What do you think? What is she thinking of your accomplishments so far in the auctioneering world?
You know, she's definitely surprised about the whole thing. When I was younger, she, it, nobody knew what I was going to do until she said, "You're going to auctioneer school." I graduated high school, and I was just kind of hanging out, not doing much. And then she was like, "You're going." So I went, and I just got the knack for it, and I don't know. I love doing it. I love being an auctioneer, and I've progressed so much that she's really surprised, man. She's happy. She's yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm fourth generation, so she's got a lot of. She built the whole empire pretty
Right,
much.
exactly,
So.
man. I mean, you can see it. You can see that in her that she did that. So, where did you go to auctioneer school at?
The Worldwide College.
Did you? You know, a lot of people went to Worldwide, and I think they have more champions than any auction school there is. And it's just a great school. And I remember back when Paul Bear had it and stuff. I used to go sit in on the classes and stuff, and it was just such an interesting. I went to the auction I worked at was called Anglo American Auto Auctions, and man, like Trent asked me the other night, the head auctioneer come out. His name was Jim Barnes, and he come into my office one day, and we just got done with the sales meeting, and he come into my office and he goes, "I'd like to take all potential auctioneers to lunch." Dude, I was hungry, man. I was hungry. I was needing a cheeseburger for a fat guy. And so I just went ahead and went to lunch. Dude, 2 weeks later, I'm out in California counting numbers, and I'm like, how the hell did I get from eating a cheeseburger to being in California counting numbers, man? But it was the best decision that I ever made in my life. I mean, it's been nothing but positive. I can't think of anything bad about it at all. I have an auction tape for the first day in auction school, and I look like Ron Burgundy with what do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do with my hands because I'm over here. 100 a quarter, 100 a quarter, half, 100 a half, 75, and it was just
Oh,
like
for sure.
what a nightmare. And and then like today, I mean, run 200 cars, and we just had a great day. Sold a bunch of cars, man, and I've made a career out of it. I've kept a roof over my family's head for over 25 years, man, and it's an
Yep, and
awesome
that's what counts.
it's an awesome feeling, man. It really is, it really is. So you're a young dad now. How's the baby?
It's great. No, I mean, she's awesome. It's it's definitely a life changer. It really, it kicks you into gear for sure. Like that one thing about having a baby, and she's a little girl, and she's yeah, like I don't know, she's pretty amazing. It's pretty great. I It really puts your life into perspective. Like,
Right, right. Well, I don't have any girls. I just have boys. But they say that a little girl will wrap herself around her daddy's finger and never let go, man. So, that's one thing about it. You think you're gonna try to coax her to become an auctioneer because of all the ladies that are in the world of auctioneering now?
you know, that is a question for a later date, honestly. I think it's all about the person. I think it would be awesome. And if that's what she wants to do, I'm behind her 100%,
Right.
no matter what. Um, it's all, it's, it's all up to her, really. That would be cool. Yeah, she's definitely going to be involved in the business. That's for sure.
Guaranteed.
Uh, Whether it's going to be at our sale or wherever, if I'm working somewhere, like she's coming. Either way, she'll be involved and she will know what auctions are, and she's going to know how to do it if she wants to do it
Uh
for
huh.
sure.
Now, what does your wife do?
She actually is working on titles. So she does all the
Oh.
titles for all the cars that we sold. She graduated a 4-year college last year.
Uh huh.
She was actually walked the stage pregnant, and then she's been hanging out with the baby and doing all the titles for the auction, and she helps out in the office there, and so she's working for Pyramid Motors right now, helping us out.
Well, it's definitely a family business then, man. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah, we got the bouncer in the back office, and Miss Rachel is playing all the time.
Awesome, dude. I got to get down there someday and come see it. I really have. I've never been down there. My dad used to go, like I said, all the time, and I
Yeah,
just never
definitely.
have made it. How did your equipment sale go?
It wasn't a barn burner, um, but I was I was competing against a bunch of other auctions on the
Sure.
same day, and it's a lesson. There's definitely a few things I could have done better and could have done different advertising and stuff. It's not. It was still a success. Like money was made, but you always have those thoughts when you right before a sale, you're getting ready for it. You're like, oh man, I'm gonna make all this money. There's gonna be
Right.
500 people here, and it was good. It didn't. It wasn't as good as it could have been, and there's a few things I could have done differently for sure that I'm looking back at now. But you live and you learn.
You got Yep,
I,
that's right. You got to start someplace, man, and that's all there is to it. But I tell you one thing, I liked the Facebook commercials, dude. They were pretty cool, man. I mean, you definitely have no problem getting in front of a camera and talking and stuff like that. So I think it just can get better and better from there on out, don't you?
yeah, no, I think so. I'm wondering about the whole online deal. Honestly, is like what I took away from it is are all these estate sales just going to go online and these equipment sales and all just going to go online because it's easier to sit at home and click a button than it is to get out of bed at 7 a.m. and be at the auction at
Yeah.
9 and then, you know,
I don't
do it in
know.
person.
You know, in my personal feeling is, you will lose some people to that, and it's the people that have never experienced going to a live auction, because there's something about a live auction. If you make, as an auction company, if you make it fun for people to go, people use it as an entertainment fact. They use it to go.
100%.
They go and enjoy themselves. They're like, you know what? We're gonna go get a hamburger. We're gonna go maybe buy something that we don't need, and it's just a fun thing. And that's where you're gonna have to really concentrate on. In my opinion is to make it fun for everybody. Make it a blast. For I didn't buy anything, but man, I had the best time in the world. Or I bought this. Can you first of all, can you tell me what it is? Because it looked cheap. I don't know what it does, but can you tell me what it does? Because I think I like it, and you just got to be able to just to have fun, man. You got to make it fun as an auctioneer, because no matter what, they see everybody in the offices and everything, but they remember the auctioneer. And if you're the
Right.
auctioneer and you're making it fun out there, and you're putting people against each other and having fun with it and doing it in a professional manner and having a good time, I just believe that you're always going to have a crowd there, because number one, people are just want to go get away, man. They're just going to want to get away. But the whole thing is to concentrate on those people that are just stuck wanting to be at home. Get them out of the house, make it fun for them. Just enjoy it. And I think you can do that. I think that you're young enough that you can sit back at each sale you conduct, and you can pick something out that you need to redo or maybe improve on. And sooner or later, man, I think it's going to be a good system for you. I really do. And I just think you gotta have that. It's just like when you go to the auctions, man, take for instance Scott, man. Scott's always joking with somebody, or I am too. It's just, you got to have fun. You got to make it fun. You got to make people laugh, and you got to make people want to be there and come in and you know hang out with people that's a regular at your sale, and then they become, because they want to be a regular, they want to be noticed at the sale. And that's the best thing, is to become a name guy. And if you're not a name guy, you're going to have to think about how to do that, because uh
that's
you got to
that's the
call
truth.
people by their name. Hey Jim, it's
Yeah.
I see you. We're here the first time last time, and you're back. Congratulations, thank you for coming. And Jim is going to walk 20 feet tall, man. Jim is going to walk
Yeah.
20 feet tall, because the auctioneer made his name call over the microphone, man. And everybody
That
looks, and now they know who Jim is. So,
for sure.
I,
That's
I
a
think
hundred
that
percent fact.
that's a key right there, man. And that's auctioneering 101, man. That's from an old gray bearded guy that just knows how fun it is to go to an auction and have a good time, man. And I think if you improve on that, you'll continue to get your audience, and it'll grow. I really do. I think it'll grow. And well, just look at now how big Pyramid's gotten. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
you guys have
I
a
mean,
big sale.
yeah, we do, and we have that like cult following that's been coming forever. I do know at least 30 people by name when they walk in through those doors.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, whatever, man, how you doing? Da, 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and one thing about this business is I've experienced, both ends of the block, because I'm at the dealer auction buying cars, and then I'm selling cars to the public on the other end of the block.
Right.
So that is a kind of a unique experience for me, being able to be on both sides of the block and kind of learn from everybody. I learn from everybody every auction. I
Right.
try and pick something up if I can.
Well, that's important, man. It really is. It really, really is important to do that. So, what's your game plan for this weekend, man? I mean, and hello, Tim Dudley. How are you? No, you didn't miss much. We're just talking to Eathen McDowell, young gun auctioneer. But what's your game plan for this weekend, man? What do you think you're going to try to do this year to help achieve maybe winning something or placing higher?
You know, I'm just gonna be me. I'm not gonna get out there and try and do something I'm not. I'm gonna try and play it as cool as I can, because I know if I try and do something different, if I try and change my sound or anything, I'm gonna mess it up, and probably nobody else is gonna know, but I'm gonna know, and I'm gonna fall on my face. So I'm just gonna go out there and do what I do every week. I'm just gonna I'm
Right.
gonna try and chillax as much as humanly possible, which is impossible, but we'll see.
Well, as I can tell you from experience, man, presentation, of yourself is very big. You got to sit up straight. You got to sit up tall, man, and really portray who you are. Clarity over the microphone. I would suggest going, and I don't know how many cars you guys are going to get, but I would suggest go and walk your cars and look what the cars all have in them and stuff like that as far as equipment. Telling about the car is very important, and communication, clarity. That's all important. And I think if you keep that stuff in mind, and Scott's going to be there, Scott will help you, man. And there's other people there that'll help you, but you know, pull from your strengths, pull from people around you that you know you can trust. That's going to teach you what to do in a competition like that, man. Because there's just little tricks to the trade that if you do all that kind of stuff, it all kind of forms together and it comes out to be a pretty good run for you. So, you know,
Yeah, definitely.
talk to
That's
the
what I.
judges, talk to your rep. I mean, everything. Just welcome the judges. Welcome the rep or whatever. And just try to be as humble as you can and try to be Eathen. That's the best thing to do, I can say.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, but I did. I'm gonna lock a past world champion in the car yesterday, and or tomorrow, and I'm gonna try and beat the secret sauce out of him, and we'll see what he gives me.
But Ethan, you got to get to lock him fast because Scott has long arms.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I mean,
We'll
I'm
see.
just telling you, he's got long arms and he can reach up and unlock the car before you know it.
He is. He's pretty lengthy. I'll have to figure that out.
Well, just buy a bottle of R&R Reserve and put it in the back seat with a cup of ice and some Coke. He'll be fine back there, man. He'll stay back there and he won't even put up a fight, man. Hello, Texas Rich. How you doing, my friend? But Eathen, are you going to get into the politics of the auctioneering world and try to make it a better business for people and yourself to come along?
You know, that yes, and yes and no. I want to do it to make it a better business and to make it more available to people. But
Right.
I don't want to get involved in I don't know favor. Just I don't. It's kind of hard to explain this. I don't want to. I don't want to be trying to pick out like favoritism on some stuff, or I don't know. It's politics are one thing, and auctioneering is another. And
What's the
I'm a
truth?
supporter of the auction business, and I'm not a good politician. So
Right. Well, the thing is the more you go along, and if you dip your toe, and maybe I should have done this, maybe practice what I preach, but hello there, Texas Rich. If you learn and grow with it, and you might find that you really like it, man, and you might be one of the ones that make a big change in the business, man, because I mean, you guys are our future, man. I mean, after Scott and I are out of the business and gone, it's up to you guys to change it and to you know make it how you want it and how it should be portrayed after that. So, you gotta, if
right.
you got an input and you got a reason to have an input, you need to get out there and make yourself heard, man. I guarantee you that right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's true. And you know, I I love the business, and I want to see it grow, and I want to help it grow. And I don't think it's going anywhere. I think
No.
auctioneers are going to be
Yeah.
around for a long, long time. So I'm not too worried about it. Uh,
Well,
yeah,
it all boils back to what we were talking about a minute ago. People like to go to auctions, okay? People like to have the auctioneer sell their stuff. And those people that like that, they might be getting old and getting outdated, but it's up to the auctioneers like you, like anybody else that holds an auction sale, at a farm sale or something like that, the Holsworths and stuff, to to make that auction fun, like we talked about. I mean, you got to make it fun that's going to keep those people interested and keep them coming back, because that's all that those people are. Those people's parents went to auctions and they had a good time. So those people went to auctions and they had a good time, and their kids went and had a good time. So that's what it's all. That's what it's all about, man. You just got to make it a good time and prove to the people that, number one, that an auctioneer can always get more money than a computer can. And that, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the president of Mannheim. I don't care if you're the president of Odessa. I don't care anything. You are, if you're saving money, that's fine. Whatever you think you're doing, but you're missing the boat if you're going to a system that tells you you're out. Bid $125 now, and
Yeah, well, you know what they call that, stepping over a dollar to pick up a dime
it's the
right there.
truth, man. I mean, that is such a spot on statement. It really is, because that's all they're doing. And by not having a ringman and stuff like that, I'm a big advocate for the ringman. And someday this is going to bite me in the butt. I tell you that right now, because somebody's going to hear it. They're going to say, "Why are you always talking about the ringman or something?" But number one, as an auction company, I want ringmen on the floor because those are my next auctioneers. And they know the customers and they know the business. I mean, as a general manager, I might not be here, but I'm setting them up for the next auction general manager to be there, or if I'm still there, for me. And it's just what it is, man. You got to have that. And some of them just don't believe in it, man. Like you said, they're stepping over dollars to pick up dimes, and it's just, it's sad.
Well,
It really is.
yeah. And one thing about being an auctioneer is you create urgency
You
in the
do.
transaction.
Yes.
So if you rely on ChatGPT to make me feel like I need to bid another $100, that's just not going to happen.
No, it's not.
You know,
There's no personality in it. There's no personal in it.
no. And here's the deal: if you come up to me and you say, "Ethan, look at the car. Look, you're good, $100 or whatever the case might be,"
Right.
that's I'm 10 times more likely to put my next bid in than
Guaranteed,
to
man,
give.
because number one, the auctioneer has brought something to your attention that you go over and look at. Hey, you haven't even looked inside this car yet. Go take a look at inside. It's worth another 250 to bid it. And
Oh
then
yeah.
then you bid. I mean, look at how many times Scott does that. And I've
Oh
seen
well,
Scott
Scott, I think he tells me about 10 times to sell. Man, if I had a public auto auction over here, I'd buy this right
we
now.
got to use our strengths, okay? I'm sticking up for Scotty. We got to use our strengths, Eason. That's all there is to it.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to hear about this when you pick him up at the sale tomorrow. I mean, at the airport tomorrow. So just be careful what you say, because you might get a thunk in the arm.
Uh,
But no, dude, I just think it's going to be a good experience. I wish you the best in it, man. I really would like to see you place if nothing else, in the top 10. I mean, that would be just an accomplishment in itself for the 2 years you've been. I mean,
oh,
that's
100%.
to
Yeah.
be able to place is an amazing thing. I mean, the best I ever did, and this wasn't in the auctioneer contest, it was in the team. I placed second. And so I was the first loser. I was the first loser in the team that year, and Scott was the first loser in the auctioneer contest. And we had buckles made that said "first loser," man. But it's just to get up on that in that top 10 is such an accomplishment, because of the people. And you can vouch for this, because there are the best of the best at that sale, correct?
100%. And another thing about this deal, and this goes out to every competitor, just for getting out of your comfort zone and coming to one of these is worth something.
Yeah.
That's that it You're so far outside of your comfort zone here that that's worth something. At least in my eyes, like just getting out here and doing it, I'm proud to say that, I'm gonna go out and I'm competing in the worlds. I told like 5 people that in the airport today, the Enterprise guy. I'm like, yeah, man, you ever heard of the World Automobile Auctioneer Championships? Yeah, I'm competing in it. Yeah, what's up? Like I'm proud. I'm just going. I'm
Yeah.
I'm proud to be in the mix, and I'm excited. So
Yeah,
and super
guaranteed.
nervous. So.
And dude, you'll make so many friends out there. And it might be friends you only see once a year, but it's really cool. And then there's people that, you just enter, say hi, and go on, because it's, you definitely don't want them in your life because they're too full of themselves, man. And I'm sorry, there's those type of people in that contest, and I'll be the first
Sure,
to admit
sure.
it. But hey, that's their deal, and that's how they get up and around and make it happen. And they've done a great job for themselves. But I'm not that guy, man. I want to be the guy that is over there congratulating everybody when they're done. I want to be the guy out in the middle clapping for everybody. Even one year, the year I took second place, the guy that beat me, he lost his voice because we had the competition 2 days in a row back then, and he lost his voice the first night, and he was screwed. I mean, he was
Oh
totally
wow.
screwed. And I said, "Hey, man, just chill out." I said, "Come on to the room. I got some throat coat tea. I got some different things like that you can take." And we nursed his voice back together. And he went into the competition the next morning, and his voice was good and strong. And I helped my competitor beat me. I mean, I really did. I mean, that's what I did. But it meant more to me as a person that I helped that man compete the second day than leave him. I could have left him dry. I could have just I say, "Sorry, dude. You know what? I think you're screwed. You might as well just catch an airplane and go home." But
Yeah.
that's just not who I am, bud. I mean, I'm not that guy. I'm not that
Yeah,
guy right
and
there.
yeah, that's a great way to be,
Well, I think
for
it.
sure.
I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and you're meeting the good Lord above, that matters. I really do. I think that matters, that you were a good person and you treated people how you wanted to treat them. So,
For sure. Yeah,
but anyway, that's
definitely.
that's my soapbox. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. But no, dude. I think that like, again, once again, the more you go to it, the better you'll become, and the more you'll learn every year, and you'll take a little bit away each year and say, "You know what, I could have done this a little better." I mean, if you get a chance to talk to the judges, just say, "Hey, I'm Eathen McDowell. I don't know what the scores are." And this is after the awards or everything. Can you tell me what you thought of my run? And if they're any kind of judge, they're going to be there, and they're going to tell you, man. Hey, I think you were a little light in this up right here. Maybe you could have been a little stronger here. But I mean, you got people like, Mark. I don't know who the judges are, but I just found out today that Mark Lund is going to be a judge out there.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. So,
Oh wow.
and Mark, it was him and his dad. His dad won the world auctioneer. They won the team competition, and Mark won the ringman competition all that year. They
Oh
won
wow.
everything. They took it. They swept it, and
They swept the whole
they
floor.
swept the whole deal, man.
I never
So
knew that.
yeah, so that's another one that you can talk to, and get some ideas from and stuff like that. But you'll make friends out there as it goes along, and people you don't even know yet, and
Yeah.
you'll figure it out, man. You'll get it done for sure. I guarantee you, for sure.
No, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, and I think it's going to be a good time. They got us over here. I'm actually at the hotel, and it's a lot greener over here, Jeff, than it is in Colorado. I'll tell you that. It really is.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine that for sure. I know that it would be down there. It did rain here today, and I
Wow.
mean, I got a chance to put some fertilizer on my yard and Hannah's on. Ethan's wife right here and daughter are tuned in. We are so proud of him for flying out there and competing amongst some of the amazing auctioneers. Yes, Hannah, he's a future champion. That's all there is to it. And I'm so happy to see that you support him, because if you don't have support at home, it's really tough, you know. And I had good support at home. I really did. So it was nice to.
And I'll tell you one thing is that's 100% fact. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here
Right.
because I wouldn't care enough. You know, that my wife and my baby are the reason that I care enough to try and make some money.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that's 100% fact right there.
that's your reason
So
for
that's what
getting up
it's
every
about.
morning, man. And
Yeah.
that's good. I'm so glad. Hannah, I look forward to meeting you one day. I don't know if we ever met or not, but I do look forward to meeting you one day. I hope to see you maybe at the Colorado contest this year or something like that. But you know,
Yeah.
but what what is your future for Pyramid? What do you want to accomplish with Pyramid?
You know, I'm I want to accomplish. I don't know. I want to accomplish as much as I possibly can. You know, honestly, my uncles and my mom are kind of gonna rein that in, and I want to get out there and do something new. That's honestly where I'm at. I'm not too focused on Pyramid Motors. They kind of got their thing going, and I'm always there, you know, willing to help, and I'm there every single day. But I'm looking for something for Eathen McDowell to, you know, start or get out there and go sell a few lanes at a few dealer auctions if I could a couple times a week or whatever, you know, the case may be, and kind of do my own thing and not so much Pyramid Motors.
Do you think when you mean do excuse me, doing your own thing, you would start maybe your own auction company
Sure.
and get out there and maybe do some estate sales and things like that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Uh, estate. I mean, more or less, I'm super versed in the public auto auction industry,
Yes.
and I know how it works. So I would love for one of those to fall in my lap, but you know what I
Well,
mean?
all you gotta do is create it, man.
Yeah.
Do you think Pueblo's the town you want to do this in, or do you think you would relocate?
No, yeah, Pueblo is completely tapped with us already there. It would have to be, you know, in a different, at least Denver area, but I've looked, you know, it's emissions and some other stuff, and there's a bunch of stuff you got to look out for. But I mean, it would have to be somewhere else other than here. And I'm not saying like it'll be completely by myself. Like I my family will be involved with it. Like my grandpa's the smartest business person I've ever met in my whole life. So without him, there's nothing. You know, there would not be anything
Right,
for sure.
right.
So like, you know, but I'm always, I just got something in me that I just can't sit still ever. I'm always going. And so I'm always looking for something new, basically.
Well, I mean that's good, you know. I mean, would you stay in the state of Colorado?
You know, if it all depends. If I have to, I would. If I don't have to, I won't. If I get a super good offer from some guy over here and wherever the case may be, and
Uh-huh.
that's where the money's at. That's where we go.
Right. Well, you know, it's just like when I got married. I told my wife, I said, you know, you're marrying a car dealer. We're going to be in the car business. My dad has a car lot. Been in this town for a long time. I think we had like one of the top five oldest car dealer, you know, numbers. And anyway, I said we're gonna this is what we're doing. And then one day I went home and I said, hey, my dad let me go because the business is not producing, but he got me a job in Amarillo, Texas, and I'm going to go down there and check it out. And, you know, I mean, I went down there for a year by myself and come back and forth while we sold the house and stuff. And I made it work, man. And we stayed down there for 9 years. And that was like going to school for me. I mean, that was like going to college. I never did go to college, man. But going to auctions, to going to be in the auction business taught me a whole different side of the business. You know, I learned what happens on a non-sale day and then what happens to make an auction run. And so I took that away with me. And then of course they taught me Auctioneer and stuff like that, and it was a great learning experience for me because I know a little bit about both sides. It's changed a lot since then, but it was the best thing. But I took my family away for 9 years, but we came back up here to Denver, and it was a good shot. So uh, when you find it, it'll happen, and until then, just make it work, man. That's all you can do. Never give up.
Yeah, that's for sure. And one thing about me, I always feel like I'm rushing life for some reason. I'm always trying to get to the end the quickest.
Right.
And that's one thing about me that's kind of like that it's definitely a flaw, I think, because I accomplish something and I'm always just a little disappointed and accomplished at the same time. I'm always trying to get that next edge, and I love it, and I don't know, it's just something about me that's a little
Right.
like,
Well, I mean, some of the best advices I ever got from stuff like that was, like my dad used to always tell me, how does an ant eat an elephant? It's just one bite at a time, man. He'll get it devoured sooner or later, but just go into this thing, learn little bits and pieces at a time, and good things come to he who waits, man. I mean, just get out there and learn all you can learn, and just try not to get in that big rush that you don't make those mistakes, because you don't want to make a big mistake where it financially hurts your family.
definitely that, yeah, for
So,
sure.
so uh, you know, I guess the best thing to do is just listen to your grandpa's advice, and just kind of take that advice and turn it into and advice from everybody else, but turn it into advice that Eathen can make work for himself and his family. And I think you'll be fine. But I've watched you around the sales, man. You got a lot of gumption in you. You got a lot of go in you, bud. You're not a quitter. You weren't raised that way, I can tell, and you're not lazy. And dude, somehow, some way, you're gonna make it. I used to always tell my wife, if we lose this job, we'll find another one. We'll make more money tomorrow. And I have lived with that motto for my whole life, my married life. And we
Yeah,
started
thank
out,
you.
yeah, we started out in a 2-bedroom apartment, and now we've got a beautiful home with acreage and stuff like that. And uh, you know, it's just what it is, man. And it is just all hard work. That's all it is.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it for sure, definitely.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Not a problem. But so, what do you want to be? And I'm asking this question just a little bit early, but I don't know what your schedule's like, if you got anything you need to do. So I don't want to keep you around a long time or anything like that. But what do you want to be known for in the auction business when it's all over with? When it's
In the
when it's done.
it, in the auction business, when when I come to the end of my road, well, I want to be known as a pretty good auctioneer, and being able to think good on my feet, which I got some learning to do for sure. And at the end of my at the end of my time, really what matters is I want to be known as a good father and a happy person. I want to be a happy person.
Right, right. And somebody that don't drop their AI glasses in the swimming pool.
Yeah, well, actually, I'll tell you what. Funny story. I I picked him up the other day. I took a nap, and I picked him up off the couch, and I've seen this button I've never seen before,
Uh
and I switched it, and they were off. They've been off for 6 months, and I just turned them back on.
huh. Hey, there's some things you just don't tell on yourself, okay? I mean, come on, man. Come on, dude. The swimming pool deal was a legitimate, believable
Hey,
story,
I'll tell you
okay?
what, they got wet, and I thought it was done, and
Right.
I just didn't realize the button was there.
Oh, that's too funny,
So,
man. That's too funny. I'll guarantee that's too funny. So, besides your family, who are some of your mentors in the auction business?
you know, Scott Goodhue. He, I actually, I was going to the DESA, and I've seen him on the block, and then I went to Worldwide College of Auctioneering, and funny story, he was there. He had to finish some classes, and so he could get his license in Texas. And so we really, we clicked in the Worldwide College of Auctioneering, and he's always been there and one phone call away when I need some advice on anything really. Like, he's kind of worked me through how to navigate this business, which is super helpful, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah. He's mentored a lot of people, man, and even myself. I mean, you know, I think Scott's way older than I am. I think he's about 5 or 6 years older than I am. But anyway, I'm gonna pay for that. Oh, I'm gonna pay for that. Oh, why do I do things like that every once in a while? I just don't know. But anyway, yeah. I've learned stuff from Scott, and here in the last couple of years, I've learned stuff from Scott, man. And I mean, the man's got a pair on him because of the fact is I've seen him and I've heard him tell his reps, you know what? I don't think you need to sell this. And the dealers are on the floor waiting for him to sell it. And he's like, this car is worth more money than that. This car is worth way more money than that. And those reps, they've they've put their investment into Scott and they believe him. And they'll no sale it. They'll no
Yeah,
sale it. And next week, bam. And it sells for more money, man. I mean, that's product knowledge right there. Of course, that's knowing your dealers and all that. But yeah, I mean, I've learned all kinds of different things from him, man, and he's just a great mentor. He really is.
yeah. I mean, he watches 5,000 cars a week go through the lane, so he's got enough knowledge on the subject for sure. He's a car and he knows how to do it very well. So
Guaranteed.
that's for sure.
Though, Ethan, he can't polish a car worth a darn.
Yeah,
I'm
can't
just
work a buffer, huh?
no, he can't.
You
I'm
gotta teach
sorry.
him.
I'm sorry, Scott. I just had to say that because I had to one up you somehow. But yeah, he can't polish a car. That's all there is to
Yeah. Yeah. There you
it.
go. Better teach him a little bit.
Well, no, it's beyond his learning. He can't do it. He just can't.
Oh
And that's okay because I don't want to do it anymore either. I'm tired of teaching. I've been doing it my whole life, and I don't want to do it. So, anyway, that's the way it goes. But dude, I'll tell you what. I'm really glad that we have met. I consider our friendship a very good friendship. I wish you the best at the competition, and I wish you the best in the family life and everything else, man, because you're just an outstanding young man. You have a great personality, and just don't ever lose that. Don't ever lose that.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm gonna try. I appreciate it. We do got a good friendship. We got a little something going on.
Yeah, but it's a good friendship, man. And my dad was right in saying that Pyramid was a good auction, and he always, like I said, he always went out there, but he always talked hardly about going out there and getting stuff sold and different things like that. So uh, I got to say, if my dad liked it, I just knew that it would be a good place, and the people out there are good people, and we
It is, man. It's a good place. It's fun. We love doing it, and whenever anybody wants to come in, come on by whenever you got time. I'm sure I'll be there down there in Pueblo, Colorado.
Yeah. Why don't you give that address and stuff, and maybe both places or something? That way, in case somebody wants to go, if they're looking for a car, they can go down there and check one of those auctions out.
Yeah, 2751 North Pueblo Boulevard in Pueblo, Colorado, 81008. We're open from 9 to 4 Monday through Friday, and then all of our auctions are on the second and fourth Saturday of every month. Cars start rolling through the lane at 11 o'clock. Doors open at 8 on Saturday. Test drive Friday, the day before. Make sure you look at your car before you buy it. For sure.
That's the truth, man. That's words of wisdom. It helps to do your homework. especially in this day and age, because the fact
Yeah.
is, I mean, even you noticed it. I've seen dealerships now that normally would take cars to the auction with the kind of miles that are too many that are buying them to put them on their front line.
Oh, that's a whole we could have a whole nother podcast on why new car dealerships are turning into used car dealerships. That's, that is a long list of whys, but that would be for another day.
Well, we'll definitely make that happen for sure. But Eathen, I'll tell you what, you get you some rest. You just put your head into the game, man. You got all of us supporting you, and I really appreciate you taking the time and being one of my young guns because uh, the series ended with you, and I have to say that everyone I picked did exactly what I thought they would do as far as interviews and different things like that. And you didn't let me down either, man. You made this a great. Let's see here. It's 6:51. We're not quite an hour, but you've done a great job. It goes fast, and I just want you to get your head in the auction contest right now, and just this is over with and we're done. But you make everybody proud and do the best you can do, man.
All right, Jeff. I will. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. This was fun. I had fun doing this.
Well, that's good.
So
I'm glad.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, and I will. I'm gonna get my head in the game, and we'll get after it. We'll do as good as we can.
I know you will, man, and make us all proud. And then we want to hear all about it when you get a chance. See if you can get somebody to film you too while you're doing your run.
Right.
That way we can see it. Okay.
Maybe I'll use my glasses. We'll see.
Hey, you never know. That might be. Remember to turn them on, okay?
Yeah, I'll try.
Remember that switch is. Remember where that switch is in this. Turn them on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
All right, brother. Well, you have a good one. Best of luck to you. And Hannah, you got a good man there. You picked a good one, and I know he's got a good girl in you. And I can't wait to meet your baby girl and stuff like that. You guys, I just love you both. Okay.
All right, Jeff. Love you too. Thank you so much.
See you later, buddy. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, that was Mr. Eathen McDowell. And, he's going to be all right. He's going to do good. And we are backing him for sure. We're backing all the auctioneers that go there this weekend. Chris Miller's going to be flying there with his family. He's going to be there. We back Chris Miller being there and stuff, So it's going to be a good time. And I know Scott's going to be there to help people. Mark's not going to be able to help that much because he's going to be judging. But you know what? I think it's going to be a fun contest, and I'm kind of jealous that I'm not going. I really am. I think it would be a lot of fun. Memphis is a great town, and if you're still on here, pay the $85. Go to Graceland. You have the money. Don't tell me you don't. You owe it to yourself to go see Graceland. At least go see it. You can always say that you've seen it, man, because it is a pretty cool place. Okay. Other than that, that's about what I got right there for the Young Guns. Look forward to maybe having the Young Gun series with the lady auctioneers, and then, of course, the past champions on the show. So we'll be right back here with Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music. We'll be talking to Craig Gould from the Classic Car Auction Group about his motorcycle sale coming up this weekend. We'll be back after this word from our sponsors.
Let's take a look at our new partner, 6'9" Graphics and Design. A small design and marketing company, big on personalized service. They work closely with you to get your business noticed, with graphics that stand out and grab attention. 6'9" Graphics and Design specializes in stickers, decals, and graphics for your hot rods, custom projects, so business marketing. They also offer logo design, much more. Remember that 6ix9ine Graphics and Design. Visit 69days.com or find them on Instagram at 6ix9ine Design.
Need to pick me up to start your day. There's a place in Parker that'll get you going. Rise and Grind Coffee has bold espresso, strong coffee, smooth lattes, plus chai teas and cold. Smoothies, regular or decaf, whatever you're in the mood for. Hungry, grab a hot breakfast burrito or a fresh muffin, quick, simple, and ready to roll. Got something coming up, any event or party you're planning, they've got a portable coffee cart that brings the coffee right to you. Fresh drinks served on site. Local spot, good coffee, good people. Rise and Grind Coffee, fueling your day, one cup at a time. When your equipment goes down, your whole day comes to a stop. That's where Garner Repair comes in. Owned and operated by Austin Garner, Garner Repair brings professional, reliable mobile equipment repair right to you. No hauling, no waiting, no wasted time. From engine repair to hydraulic systems to electrical diagnostics and full preventative maintenance, Garner Repair keeps your equipment running strong. Whether you're on a job site, a ranch, or out in the field, Austin shows up ready to get the job done right the first time. Fast response, honest work, dependable service you can trust.
Call 303-588-7940. That's 303-588-7940.
Or email garnerrepair@gmail.com. Garner Repair, keeping your equipment moving so you can keep moving forward.
All right, there you go. We thank our sponsors for being with us. Welcome, Joseph Rodriguez. I see you're on the show right here watching, so welcome. I hope you enjoy the show. Guys, we're going to just play this next song. We'll be a couple minutes late talking to Craig, but I want to pay tribute for all my auctioneers out there at the... Hello there, Debbie. How are you? I want to pay tribute to all my auctioneers out there at the World Contest this weekend. This is called Where Kings Are Made. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
Auctioneers come from all across the land, chasing one title with a microphone in their hand. From small town lanes to the brightest stage, they bring their voice to earn their name. Best of the best, yeah, they've paid their dues. Every chant, every bid, every win, every lose. Now they gather where the legends stand at the World Automobile Auctioneers Championship. It's where kings are made and legends rise, under bright lights and watchful eyes, at the World Automobile Auctioneers Championship. Woo! Where the very best put their skills to the test. Yeah, the best come running from far and wide, with pride in their voice and fire inside. If you want to see the best at play, come on down where kings are made. Yeah. Woo! Since 1989 they've been setting the bar. Top auctioneers know just who they are. Ringmen sharp with a rhythm so tight, working that crowd from left to right. From every corner of this world they come, chasing that title, beating that drum. Every year one more name will stand among the greatest in this land. Where kings are made and legends rise, 36 crowns have been worn with pride. This year makes 37 standing side by side. In a room where champions all belong, where every voice is fierce and strong. This ain't a place for the weak or shy. You better bring it when you let it fly. Hey! Yeah, men and women step into that ring with a lifetime poured into everything. It's more than a champ, it's a way of life. It's sharp and skilled like a blade of a knife. The world's best gathered, no place to hide. Every call judged, every ounce of pride. And when that hammer falls at the end of the day, another king's been made. It's where kings are made and legends rise, under bright lights and watchful eyes, at the World Automobile Auctioneers Championship, where the very best put their skills to the test. Yeah, the best come running from far and wide, with pride in their voice and fire inside. If you want to see the best at play, come on down where kings are made. Woo! One voice stands above the rest. Woo! Crown the best. Woo! At the World Automobile Auctioneers Championship.
There you go, guys. I wish you guys all the best out there in Memphis, man. I wish I was there. And here we go. We're going to see here. Craig just, yep. Craig, I couldn't read that, but it went too fast. But we're getting ready to call here right now, buddy. Get you on the phone here. Okay, let's just find out here.
This is Craig.
Yes, sir. I was looking to buy a motorcycle this weekend.
I might be able to help you out.
Would you happen to have a little Honda Mini Trail?
You know, I have one. It was ridden sparingly by a little blonde toe-headed kid.
Oh, dude, it's so good to hear from you again. Ladies and gentlemen, buddy on the line right now, Mr. Craig Gould with the Classic Car Auction Group. You know, dude, we have never met in person, but I enjoy these so much, man. And someday I know you're going to invite me up to come to hang out with you guys, but I just enjoy. I was so glad that we had this open spot. I said, I told Scott this morning, I said, I'm calling Craig, man, because I want to talk about the auctions, and I just got to talk to you every once in a while, dude.
Absolutely, I'm with you. I enjoy our times together, and I kind of agree. You know, we've never met in person, but it sure seems like we have because we have a lot of fun on the phone together.
Oh,
That's for sure.
guaranteed, guaranteed. Just imagine what the trouble we could get in if we were in the same town together at the same time.
Yeah, could be bad.
Oh, it could be.
bad.
We might have to have Scott run block for us, you know?
You know, that's right up there with a sugaraholic keeping us out of a candy store. Come on now.
I'm trying to give him a little bit of, I'm just trying to help a brother out, you know? We all know that me and you're going to be keeping him out of trouble.
That's exactly right.
Well, talk to us about motorcycles, brother. How's the sale coming along?
Man, it has been a whirlwind of fun. I would be the first to say our auctions have focused on classic and collector cars. We have sold some motorcycles over the years, but they've always been just a bike, nothing special.
Uh-huh.
And two things came together back in the fall, shortly before that Jay Chimino auction, and then just shortly after. Um, Met a gentleman, was introduced to a guy who had a collection of about 60 to 70 bikes, situated between Helena, Montana, and Borrego Springs, California, down in the southern desert there.
Uh-huh.
And he's 82 years old. He's looking like he needs to sell. And then I was introduced to a gentleman who had a collection of a completely different type of bike. So between John Shakopulus's collection of Hondas and Nortons and BSAs and Kawasaki's and Yamahas and aerial four squares and just that type of bike, combining that with the Old American Bike Barn collection of Kevin Backstrands of vintage Harleys and Indians. And man, it just pulled together a fun old sale. I don't know how better to put it. It's just a fun sale.
Dude,
And over that time period, I mean, I have come to learn a whole lot more about bikes than I ever have, and I'm humbled by all that I don't know or to learn about bikes, because it's a whole nother fun world of rubber tires and engines that go boom.
boy, that's the truth, man. It really is. And the people that follow these sales and stuff, they know their stuff, man. And a guy definitely wants to make sure that he's got his P's and Q's and all of his T's crossed and his I's dotted and all that, because man, they'll call you on it.
They will. I liken it to, if you put up a 1972 Chevrolet C10 pickup truck,
Right.
it better have the right taillights, it better have the right fender,
Yeah.
blinker markers, it better have the exact right grill, because you'll get called on it. I tell you what. And at the same time, there are people who know these bikes in and out the same way they'll know that 72 Chevy C10 or a 66 GTO.
Right.
It's a whole nother fun group of collectors that have just been a blast to get to know.
That's the
That,
truth.
that that's probably what's been the funnest about it.
That's the truth. Well, I'm sitting here looking at the website, and of course, we might as well just start off when we're right here at the very top. I mean, you got an '05 Yamaha FJR 1300. Nice looking bike. Looks like it's got saddlebags and a fairing on it and stuff. Be a great summer fun time bike to cruise around and run up and down to the mountains and stuff on. But the one that I'm looking at here that just starting off, and I mean, you have so many cool bikes, and we haven't even gotten into those pages yet. But a 1968 Triumph TR6 Street Tracker, dude, that bike is cool, man. I mean, it is really really cool for its time.
Yeah, again, I've come to learn about it, and I kind of joked about it. I called it the British invasion happened before the Beatles. I had a
Yeah,
Facebook post that I put out, and and it was motorcycles. It was the Triumphs, it was the BSAs, it was the aerials. It was, I mean, just a number of different bikes. This bike in particular, and one thing I've come to appreciate about the consigners that I've worked with, and I suppose it's always been important to me, is he's presented this bike accurately. He said it's got some spun bearings. The motor's bad in it, but he's selling the bike no reserve.
uh huh.
I guarantee you there are lots of those engines laying around in people's collections out there. Uh, this would be a perfect bike for somebody to get, switch out that motor, and just go have some fun with the darn thing.
Oh yeah.
Uh, the other thing that's been interesting about this uh, is you can store 100 bikes in a space where you could store 10 cars.
It's the truth, man. It's the truth, guaranteed, man. And it looks like you don't have hardly a sale at all, and you already, got 100 bikes. I mean, yeah, but you're
Yeah,
exactly right. It is the truth.
yeah. I talked to a guy. In fact, he's got a bike in the auction. He ended up putting one in. Who he ended up acquiring the collection from his father,
Uh huh.
and he said, I started out with 300 bikes.
Whoa,
Could you imagine that?
that's
He
amazing.
said, now a lot of them, they were parked outside. They're parts pieces. They're this, that, the other.
Right.
But it was 300 bikes. And I said, how long did it take you to get through that? He said, well, it's been going on a couple of years now. He's been approaching it methodically.
Uh-huh.
But people can hold on to a lot of bikes a little easier than they can some cars. So,
Guaranteed.
but the next one, let's take a look at the next bike after that 68 Triumph TR6,
Okay.
a 1970 Honda CT70 trail bike.
Right.
Now, all joking aside, the tow-headed kid who drove this sparingly while he was a youngster,
Right.
there's only 600 miles on this bike.
That's right. And I noticed that you have it as a 72 and it's really a 70.
So I've got it on my website. I've got it as a 1970 Honda CT70 trail bike.
Right, but it
I'm
down on
looking
the
at the list.
description below on the bottom, I'm looking at it, and it says
Yeah.
year 1972, make Honda, model CT70 trail bike, and then it gives the
Oh, I
VIN.
see that. I see that.
Yeah.
I am mortified. I am mortified.
But anyway,
Oh,
these little bikes are really, really collectible, popular. I had, Craig, I don't know if I told you, but I had one of every color. We bought a collection from a gentleman, and they were completely restored. The speedometers had 0 miles on them, and they were all the factory colors that come in 1970. We had one of each of those bikes. Now, we had some H's in there, and then we had some regular 3-speeds. Now, the H is a 4-speed, which is a little bit more desirable. There was no silver tags in there, which is a really desirable bike. But these little Hondas, man, people just, and I mean that collection, when we sold it, we paid $28,000 for the whole collection, and we sold it for $37,000.
oh wow! Had some fun with it. You got to enjoy the bikes.
Oh
If
yeah.
you refresh your page, Jeff, you'll see it's been corrected.
Okay, all right. I'll do that. Let's see here. But yeah, okay, perfect. These little bikes, I mean, like this little Honda. Okay, we might as well just let the cat out of the bag. The little Honda's mine. Okay, I've had this Honda.
Jeff is the tow-headed kid driving
Exactly.
this thing sparingly.
Exactly. Well, not me, but my oldest son. I traded this Honda CT70 for a go-kart. Back in the day, we were living in Amarillo, Texas, and we brought a go-kart that me and him built, and he got too big for the go-kart, and I was riding motorcycles out at the Canadian River a lot, and he wanted to start riding motorcycles. So we bought him this bike, and we swapped this bike for the go-kart. And I think when this bike, when we got it, and I know, Craig, I've got a title somewhere. I know I do, but I just can't find it. And it just makes me so upset because it's the original title, man. It's just, I know,
Oh man!
I know I have it. And the minute I sell it, I'll find it. And what I'll do is I'll ship it to you and you can ship it to the people. But it would help so much
Sure.
more if I had it it would help sell it. But anyway, I think this bike had 300 and some miles on it, maybe not more than 400. And he was riding it, went up a hill and hit neutral, and it rolled back and fell on top of him, and just kind of does what a motorcycle does. It hurts you, and he never rode
Yeah,
it.
sure.
He never rode it again, and it
Really?
sat in my garage for 35, 40 years, and never had nothing done to it. Just sat there.
Wow.
I pushed it from every place we went. I loaded it up on a truck, and so one day I went out and I said, I'm gonna get this bike running. I took the carburetor apart, cleaned it all out. It was gummed up really bad, and I put the gas tanks in them are plastic, and they go inside the frame. And I put a new gas tank in it, and I really didn't need to, but I decided in case it was cracked, I'd put a new one in there, and put a battery in it. And the first kick, it started after
Wow.
40 years. It just
What I've come to learn about the Japanese invasion
right.
is the bikes were so incredibly well built and reliable
Yes,
that it kicked the British bikes to the curb, and by and large, it kicked the American bikes to the curb as well.
guaranteed.
Uh, the fit, the finish, the quality, the reliability of the bikes was just so good. So I am not at all surprised that one kick and the thing was going again, because it was built so well to begin with.
Yeah. And I mean, when you look at this bike, it has everything except for the gas tank is an original piece to the bike. The cables are original, the tires are original. There's nothing on this bike that's not an original. I have the owner's manual, I have the toolkit with it, and it all fits up underneath the seat. It's all the lights work, the horn works. It's got a lot of options on it. Like it has the chrome thing that comes underneath the motor that holds it up, because usually the motor just kind of sat out there, and it was a really it protected the head and stuff like that. It has buddy pegs on it. It has a grab bar on it, and it's just, I mean, it's just all, everything on it is original. It's just amazing.
Wow.
It really is.
Now I think what we ought to stage, Jeff, is this. Have you watched Dodgeball, the movie Dodgeball?
No, I never have.
You never have. Okay, then
No.
never mind. There's a scene where the two guys are riding the moped. It's hilarious.
Uh huh.
I just envisioned two people sitting on this Honda recreating the dodgeball scene. So,
Right. Well,
anyways,
I tell you
yeah.
what, I'm over 150 pounds. Okay, I'm not going to tell you the exact. And this
Yeah,
little
me too.
bike will run 40 miles an hour. And I mean, I think top speed might be 50. I think the speedometer says 60 miles an hour, but it just runs so exceptionally good, and it sounds good. It idles good. It does everything it's supposed to, man. It's just it would make somebody the perfect bike to restore and make it a showpiece, because it's just it's just that kind of bike, man. And that's,
Yeah, yeah.
you just ain't gonna find one unless somebody's gone through it that's all original like that, because they got so roughed up, man, because they were a very
Oh,
popular
they
bike
were
in their day.
they were beat to hell, is what they
Oh, they
were.
they did,
Yeah.
guaranteed,
Yep.
guaranteed.
Yep.
But enough on
But
that one. Let's uh,
yeah.
let's go to I'm looking here at some different ones. I'm scrolling down. Of course, you got like a CB 450 Honda and stuff like that. But I'm looking at a 1949 Motor Scooter Custom. This is a cool bike, dude. This is like really cool, man.
So this has it absolutely is a cool bike. This is out of the Kevin Backstrand Old American Bike Barn collection,
Uh huh.
and they built this bike, and it it has an air ride system in it.
Uh huh.
So in the pictures that you see, it's down on its haunches, right? The air's out of it. But apparently, when you air this thing up, it is pretty cool. It was a custom build by Outlaw Customs, which is a big fabricator of bikes, well known in the bike world.
Uh huh.
It's got an air system on the front end and the back end, Honda motorcycle drivetrain, 5-speed transmission. The coolest thing to it is you see the great big front tire, then you look at the rear tire, and
Yeah.
it's a Hoosier race tire. And it's
Wow.
just, apparently, this was just the belle of the ball at a big swap meet event. It was just so cool because it's so different.
It
It's just,
is.
it's customized all the way up, inside out, upside down, everything. But it's just cool. It's just so different. Just a really neat bike.
Right, exactly. I mean, it really is. It's just it's just it kind of like brings the Vespa and a motorcycle together in the same world, but it's nothing compared to a Vespa. I mean, it's just
Oh
really
yeah,
a cool bike. It really is. I
yeah,
think that'll
yep,
be a big draw, a big draw.
yeah. I
And
think so too.
then of course you got here, and it's the very first of the crotch rockets. It's the 77 Yamaha RD 400. This is when they put the low handlebars on them, and you leaned over. And this was the start of the crotch rockets, man. And this bike looks like it's really, really preserved right. And if anybody wants to follow tonight and look at these bikes that we're talking about, all you have to do is go to the Classic Car Auction Group, and click on that link, and then go to the stuff in the sale, man, and you can follow right along with us and see these bikes that we're talking about and see how well they've been either restored or preserved. But
Yeah.
let's talk about this 77 Yamaha.
So this one's coming out of that collection. The gentleman up in Northern California
Uh-huh.
who acquired the bikes, a big collection of bikes from his father, and this is one coming out of that collection. I mean, as it said, engine had a full rebuild in 2015. The only items not touched on it, the paint, harness, frame, chrome, but everything was done. This is a driver.
Right.
You know, the original handlebars, they were replaced with the cafe style handlebars,
Right.
but it gives it the cool, low look that it has. It just, and I mean, you're absolutely right. And there's video of it kind of cruising by. You can see the video of it. It's a cool stance. It just looks like it's going fast just sitting there.
It does. I mean, it really does, and it kind of like I said, it was the starting of the look, of course, with all the crotch rockets that are out there today, man. I mean, and then you got
Yeah.
an '05 Sportster here. I love the '92 Ninja. That's a ZX11. That's a fast bike. I mean, that's not a beginner bike. If you're going to buy a bike and you're going to buy this '92 Ninja, I hope you got a little experience because this bike will outrun radar. This bike's fast.
Yeah, yeah, that's so I've had a number of calls on that particular motorcycle is because two things. One, it's a 92 Kawasaki Ninja and it's all original.
Right.
And the other is it's got some pretty dang low miles on it. 5,600 miles on this
Wow.
bike.
That's amazing. That's
And
amazing.
it's yeah, uh, it's a one owner bike.
Wow.
That's the other part to it. It's a
That
one owner bike.
that'll be a
And yeah,
popular bike. That'll
yep,
be a good seller right there.
yep, that one's been a whole lot of fun.
And then you got a '97 Heritage Softail Classic, man. That looks like a really sweet looking bike. It looks really clean. I don't have a really upfront close picture, but the collection in the back with the old Corvette and the Mercedes and that old hot rod, this bike had a good home, man.
Yeah, yeah, that was my fear when getting the pictures on this is everyone's going to be looking at all the stuff in the
Yeah.
background, but
that's the
but
that's
I
the
set
classic
my
car guy in me. I'm like, oh, look at that vet. Oh, wow.
yeah, oh yeah, and then you see the big boy burger sign in the back. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pretty neat collection in there. But yeah, that was a cool bike. You know, it's a 20-year-old rider. Actually, now, good grief. Let's take a look at this. It's 30 years old.
No shit. And it still looks
It's
good,
30
man.
years old, and it still looks good. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. You know,
Uh
we've got a number of the Honda Dreams in there. You know,
uh-huh.
that 66 Triumph T100 SR. You
Yes.
know, the next one, lot number 78, 59 Yamaha YD2 250.
Yes.
So, you know, I tried to find comparables of that bike selling at auction,
Uh-huh.
and I can't. That is a pretty that we've got three bikes that came out of a museum collection. This is one of them.
Uh-huh.
A 59 Yamaha, there's a 62 Yamaha, and I think a 63 Yamaha. And you just cannot find comparables to them. So they're really very, very rare early entry to the US market Yamaha motorcycles.
Yeah. The only thing that really brings to mind that might be sort of kind of a comparison is the like that '59 Honda. What is it? Was it a Fair Lady or something like that? You might Google that and check it, but I mean it's the same era with the big tanks and stuff like that, same build, and it might be somewhere kind of close. But yeah, that's a
Yeah.
rare 250 right there and in immaculate
Yeah.
shape. Is that
You
a
know, and
chrome
the other
tank?
interesting thing,
Is that a chrome
yeah,
tank on
yeah.
it?
I don't think it's chrome.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
All
I
right.
think it's painted blue. Yeah.
All right.
But you know, you look at those two bikes that are right next to each other, lot number 78 and lot number 79.
Right.
The carryover of the heavy fenders,
Yes.
it's uncanny, isn't it?
It is. It is.
And
Really
you
is.
got Yeah, and obviously from the, bikes from the 50s and everything from the 50s were just big and ostentatious, right? Think of
Right.
the 57 Chevys and the 59 Cadillacs and everything else.
Yeah.
But, those two bikes right next to each other are really pretty rare. Lot number 79 is the 53 Indian Chief. It's the last year of the Indian.
Cool.
Um,
Cool bike.
yeah, really cool. And I gotta go back so that we don't run out of time. Keep in mind that we've got a lot of memorabilia running through this auction as
I
well. We've
seen
got
that.
about 65 lots of memorabilia. And one that I want to point out is a Floyd Climber Indian motorcycle advertising sign.
Wow.
Floyd Climber was it's a fascinating story. He was known by and large as the largest motorcycle dealer in the West. He was based in Denver, Colorado,
Uh-huh.
uh, and he was the youngest dealership owner, I believe, for Ford at age 14 there in
Wow.
Colorado.
Wow.
Fascinating story. Great big large dealership there in Denver, Colorado, and we've got a sign out of that. Amazingly enough, today I had a call from I forget how far removed, basically the great 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 grandson of Floyd's nephew or brother or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And ultimately, there's a Floyd Climber Museum in Berthoud, Colorado.
Oh, wow.
Uh, yeah, anyway, so Floyd Clymer ended up buying the rights to the name Indian after Indian folded. And he tried for years to get it resurrected, but he could never quite do it. Anyway, fascinating story. The only reason I brought that up is we got some incredible memorabilia running through the auction, from some porcelain signs to some vintage gas pumps to I don't know if you saw the Harley Hog
I
statues.
did. I did.
Mr. and Mrs. Harley.
Yes. I seen all
I
that
gotta
stuff.
tell you, I felt like a real creep getting some of the close-up pictures on that thing, but
But and I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the motorcycles, okay, but I'm,
yeah.
I'm I'm getting at an age where it's probably not good for me to have a motorcycle because I still think I'm 20, and I just it's probably not good to have one. I mean, there's only one bike that I would buy and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. But I looked at the memorabilia and dude, oh man, there's some pieces in there that I would just love to have. I mean,
Yeah.
like that red crown gasoline sign or pump top
Yep.
and stuff. I mean, just stuff like that. I mean, just stuff is in my wheelhouse. I think you've had more better memorabilia at this sale than you've had at any of your other sales.
Oh, hands down, by far, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, guaranteed.
And they're coming out of that old American Bike Barn collection
Oh,
out of Minnesota.
that's cool, man. Well, that
Yeah.
53 engine Chief is a good looking bike. Let's see here. What else we got? Let's go in here. You got a lot of nice 70s and 80 model bikes right there, which are good collectible bikes because the people that wanted that style of bike back when they were young and couldn't afford it can afford it now. And
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
those are popular bikes right now. I really do. That
Yeah.
CB 700 Nighthawk, that's a nice bike, man. That's a good little
Yep.
bike.
Yep.
Uh, let's see here. Where we
So
at?
so I was introduced to the term naked bike.
Uh huh.
And of course, my demented mind goes one place, but
Right.
ultimately, what the naked what the naked bike era is the engines were exposed.
Yes.
They weren't covered up by fairings and by
No.
plastic and everything else that
No.
you get into some of the later bikes. Um, so they call these the naked era bikes, and you're getting into the end of the naked era bike in these 83, 84, 85s. Uh, so anyway,
Well,
that's
that
it's just like I said, just fun stuff I've been introduced to.
it's amazing what now you've learned all this stuff, and now you're able to pass this lingo on when you're doing your descriptions and stuff, and then people are like, "Damn, that boy's got some game, man. He knows that motorcycle business pretty good." He's spouting off all kinds of stuff right here. But I'm looking at a couple of BSAs, lot number 90 and 90A, 650 Royal Star, and a Super Rocket. Very good looking bikes, very very clean. Just very very nice bikes, man.
The neat thing to these is, again, these are coming out of the John Chakopoulos collection,
Uh huh.
and he has been the gentleman is 82 years old, sharp as a tack. Just really enjoyed getting to know him, and he's ridden all these bikes.
Wow.
He's been on every one of these bikes, and has I mean, another term that I was introduced to, pickled. These many of these bikes were pickled. They were basically set for static display. Tanks were drained. Everything was cleared out. Batteries were taken out so the batteries didn't leak and
Right.
destroy the battery boxes. All those things. And so when you look at these bikes, they're just a cool look. It's just fun to think back in the 60s and late 50s, early 60s, the people who were riding around on these bikes, it was just kind of fun to think about.
Guaranteed, man. And I told you that there was one bike that I like to have. There's two bikes, and the next bike that I'm looking at is exactly the one that I'd like to have had. In fact, if it would have been a little cheaper, I would have bought it instead of the 750. But it's that Kawasaki ZR1, that ATP turbo bike.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
bike,
yeah.
that bike in my day was the fastest production bike made of the thousands, and that bike is was just deadly. I mean, it was deadly in its day, man. And the only thing that I reason I didn't get it was because of price. And I bought the 750 when it come out that year, and it was a 754, and it was fast bike too. It was the fastest production bike made, and it was really 79. But yeah, that ZR1 or Z1R. Oh my God, that's one right there, man. Guaranteed, guaranteed.
It's fascinating to think of a bike like this. It is not the big, heavy, lumbering Kawasaki Indian kind of bike.
Right,
Not Kawasaki, Indian or Harley Davidson kind of bike.
right.
This bike has a turbo on
I
it.
know it.
I mean, good grief. So the gentleman who put in this bike is a renowned restorer of vintage bikes. One of the other bikes, and we'll get to it later, he has that one, and he has this bike here.
Uh huh.
These are as fine a restorations. I've got pictures from when the bikes were completely apart. They were completely disassembled. It's the quintessential nuts and bolt frame off type restoration. I mean, this thing was done to the nines, and it was done right, and just a cool looking bike, cool looking build. You can see it got the engine completely apart, and he's chronicled all of the VIN numbers and everything. I mean, this is the real deal. It is one heck of a Kawasaki.
Right. And then bouncing back over to lot 91, that panhead, that's a cool bike,
Mhm.
man. That panhead has got sexy just written all over it. I love the big seat. I love the saddlebags on it. I love the big fenders. Once again, we get back to the big fenders on them and stuff. But that bike is gorgeous, man. I really, really like that bike a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And what's really cool is we have the 50 years later, in 2007, they came up with the Harley Davidson Anniversary Edition,
Right.
and we have one of those in the bike in the auction as well. It's later on in the sale. We'll get to it, but we've got this one, which is the first year of the Panhead, and we've got the 50th anniversary for 2007, and we'll talk about a little bit later.
That's pretty cool. 78
Yeah.
Triumph Bonneville 750.
Yep.
I don't know what movie that Clint Eastwood was in, but he was a cop, and they had a chase. Do you remember that movie?
I think I do.
And he went, and I forget the actor's name, And if anybody's out there can remember the name of this movie, it would be. I tell you what, if you can tell me the name of the movie, I will put a sticker pack in the mail to you and get you a free CD of whatever you want of your choice. But these bikes, they had a chase, and it was all through New York, and it was an amazing. And they rode these Triumph bikes, and I they were older bikes. They weren't 78, but I remember they were Bonnevilles, and very very cool bike back in the day.
Yeah. The Bonnevilles were kind of the top of the line. 3,100 original miles on the bike.
Wow.
It's just, yeah. And the other interesting thing on this was that when the bikes were brought over to the US, most of them were chocolate brown and gold paint scheme.
Uh-huh.
And they were I guess given the names the Brown Cow, the UPS model. Um, ultimately this bike has a repaint on it, and most of the units they didn't sell. Several hundred units were shipped back to Great Britain, but most of the American buyers, they repainted the bikes, and this is one. But again, 3,175 miles. Just a cool bike. Just really well maintained over the years.
Yeah, and that's a nice looking Trident right next to it. And
Yep.
then we come down here, 1942 Harley Davidson. That's
And,
another good one.
yeah. And let's keep in mind, most of the bikes, if not all, were conscripted for military service back in
Right, guaranteed.
1942.
Yeah, that's no joke.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you
So
remember
this,
that. Reminded me of that. That's
yeah.
true.
Yep. So this one is, I mean, it's been civilianized, for lack of a better term.
Uh
I
huh.
mean, they were pretty bare bones back for the military.
Uh huh.
But this one's been civilianized. But it's a 1942 Harley Davidson WLA. Just a great looking bike, great running. Again, Kevin Backstrand indicated, it's just a great bike. It's got the original 18-inch wheels and
Uh huh.
original gauges.
Is it Suicide
Rebuild of the
Shift?
motor and transmission. I believe so. Yes.
Wow,
Yeah. Yep.
that's
Yep.
crazy. That's crazy. Okay, let's drop down here to some other stuff. Boy, you got a lot of night. I got a 70 Triumph Bonneville. That is cool. A Thunderbolt. That's another one. Man, those
Yeah.
that's a BSA Thunderbolt. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Norton 850 Commando. Wow. But
That one I haven't. That one for again. I'm learning these things. In talking with a few folks, Norton, that's really a pretty rare bike.
yeah,
Uh, it was well regarded back in the day. Most of them were just rode hard and put up wet, but this one's presented for sale, in really really good condition. When we look at lot number 102A, that 40 Harley Davidson Knucklehead,
yeah,
man, what a bike! What a cool looking bike!
it
Down to the
is.
vintage, the vintage um, saddlebags on
Yes,
there. Just a cool looking bike.
a fun bike to drive. I mean, this is the kind of bikes that you roll up in and people come outside and they take notice of. They're just like,
Yeah,
damn, that's that. I mean, you can roll up on a new Harley and people look, but you roll up on one of these and there's people out there that know motorcycles. They'll come out there and tell you, man,
yeah,
that
yeah,
knucklehead is bad. Of course, there's not a lot of people that know the difference between a panhead and a knucklehead and all that other stuff either. So you got the true Harley people out there that know that stuff. It's amazing right there. I'd love to have those
yeah.
red Crown gasoline signs on the back, Craig, if you can get those handled for me.
Those are in the auction.
Are they
They're
really?
actually,
Uh,
yeah, they are. Yep, and
uh,
as is that old American Bike Barn sign that was hand forged. Each series of letters is its own forging, its own design.
wow.
The feathers in the bike, as a main part of the display.
Yeah.
I believe there's 50 something individual feathers that were hand forged. It's just a really cool sign. But yeah, that red crown, those signs. One of them has the ring. It was meant to go together and stick up on top of a pole,
Yep.
and just a really Cool stuff. Cool
Yeah,
stuff. I tell
guaranteed.
you that 55 Aerial Mark II Square 4.
Yes.
Again, learning about this, it was called the Square 4 because when you look at it, the engine, the cylinders are in a square pattern.
Yeah.
It's just and apparently it's got a distinctive sound. And here's one that's just an absolutely gorgeous condition.
This is now. Where did the aerial? Where did it come from? Was it an English bike?
Came out of Britain. That's
Yeah,
correct.
that's what
Yep.
I kind of thought. There.
Yeah, and then with this one in particular, it's got the likely the original license plate
Uh
that would
huh.
have been basically a fin on the front fender.
Yep. Yep.
Kind
I
of
see it
cool,
right
kind of a
there.
cool look on it.
It
Yeah.
is. That's the kind you go buy an old set of leathers and a leather helmet, man, and you come rolling up when you drive that bike, man. That's you got
Oh
to when you
yeah,
drive
yeah,
that bike, you got to fit the part.
yep,
That's a
yep.
whole different story right there. 48
That
Indian
or
bobber.
that, yeah, that or you got to wear an ascot when you're
Yeah,
driving that
yeah,
thing.
that's true. Yeah, you've said, and I do know what that is. So yes, sir,
Yeah,
guaranteed.
and that's an ascot and a smoky jacket. Yes.
Yes, sir,
Oh,
guaranteed.
hello,
Hello
hello. I'm
there.
here on my
Pop and
motorcycle.
cheerio to you, and one of them pipes that curve, you know what I mean? That's down real low, and you
Yeah.
smoke. Yeah, guaranteed. Uh, a 47 Harley Davidson police bike. Now I noticed this bike when you first posted it. This bike is something really pretty special right here. I kind of really like the way that they put this bike together, man. This is nice.
With the big white wall tires on there, I mean
Yes,
I that is just it's an imposing bike. I mean, when you roll up, you own the show, man.
guaranteed, dude.
Yeah, yeah. It has got just such a solid look to it, and again, adorned with all the chrome on it. The leg protectors, the saddlebags on the back. I mean, just
Yeah.
it's just neat from front to back.
It really is. They did a good job on that one for sure, man.
Yep.
Let's see here. 79.
So
Excuse me.
the, the the next two bikes are really kind of special as well. The 71 Honda CB450, and then the next one, the 79 Honda CBX.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, both of them are just incredibly collectible bikes. The 71 Honda only has 9,600 original miles on it.
wow.
It's been owned by the gentleman since 2005. He's put about 600 miles on it since then. The next bike, which is the 79 Honda CBX, I mean, those three letters are instantly recognized by Honda
Oh,
enthusiasts.
guaranteed, man.
That was when Honda literally kicked everybody else to the curb.
I'll promise you they did. I rode one, and that front end, that bike was so fast that front end started floating. And I got scared and I shut it down and I took it back to the dealership and I says, I can't have this bike because it's dangerously fast.
It's too much. Kind of,
It's too
kind of like from
much.
kind of, kind of like from Starsky and Hutch.
Yes.
My mom said I can't handle the power.
It's the truth, man. I couldn't. And when that front end started floating like that, I was like, oh, no, 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 no. I can just see this is going to make me my mom going to have
No,
a
no.
child missing and die.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it wasn't
yep,
worth it.
yep.
And then you got here
Yeah,
a
this one is
1936 Indian Chief State Patrol bike, another cool bike.
man. Looking that bike over again, I just think what they would have looked like back in the day. They would have
Yeah.
had the tall riding boots. They would have been in leathers. The pockets would have been kind of sticking out to the side. They'd have had one of those leather hats on,
Yes.
um, goggles probably, and it would have been chasing down flathead V8s. It would have been chasing down Model A's. There were Model T's still on the road back in the
Guaranteed.
day. Let's get
Guaranteed.
real. Yeah,
And they
yeah,
chased them on. These guys could ride this bike. These cops could ride this bike as good on the dirt as they could on the pavement.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
amazing the things they could do with these bikes. Yeah, this is a cool bike, man. I really like it a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah.
A whole
The
bunch.
next one, the 1969 Honda CB750
Yep.
KO Sandcast.
Yep.
It was when Honda introduced the 750, the CB750 back in 1969. They thought, no, it's probably not going to do so well. We've really got to cut our cost. So one of the ways they cut their cost was by forging the engines with sand casts, thus the name Sandcast.
Uh-huh.
The cylinders have that rough sand cast look to it, not like it's forged, you know.
Right.
Um, and the first 7,300 bikes were produced with this sand cast method. So they're really very rare bikes. And then, of course, it became one of the most popular bikes in history.
It
And
did.
then shortly after that 7,300, they changed over to the more expensive yet better quality, better mass produced method. And here we have a 69 Honda CB750 KO Sandcast that only 7,400 were made, and this one is one of those. It's one of those bikes. You can see that the engine number is 1006545. So it was the 6,545th out of the 7,400 that they even
Yeah,
built. So
that's how I was
this
reading
one
it.
is that,
Yeah.
yeah. And again, this one you've got all the images that show how far this bike was taken down, every nut and bolt literally rebuilt and redone. Just an absolutely gorgeous bike.
And you know, Honda, they combined a lot of colors that went good together. They made a good looking bike back in the day, man. They really
Mm-hmm.
did. They were the leaders of the motorcycles, and they held that title pretty well.
Yeah, yep.
How about a 1950 Indian Chief? That's another good big fendered beauty right there, man. I mean, just
Man,
God.
what a bike. So this one, back in the day, the gentleman who owned it, who restored it, it was 100 point bike.
Wow.
It was as perfect as it could be. AACA National First Prize awarded for a 100 point motorcycle. And that was back in 1996. Gentleman who owned it, he rode the bike into his 80s. Tell you, when he got up there in the years, he couldn't kickstart the thing, so he converted it to 12 volt, and it's got an electric start on it. That's the only thing that's been changed on this bike since that restoration back in 1996. But again, when you're 82 years old, you're you don't have to kickstart the dang
Right.
thing. Just put electric. Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, very special bike there. Just older restoration. It's a great ride
Yeah.
bike.
Probably have a hard time in your 40s kickstarting one of these bikes. They had a little compression in them, man. They weren't your everyday little bean counter bike there. You know what I mean? That's just the way it was,
Yeah. Yep.
guaranteed. Now I'm trying to look
Yeah. There were a
here.
bunch of dudes back in the day who were walking around in
Oh
circles
yeah,
because their right legs were just incredibly strong from kickstarting their Harleys.
yeah, guaranteed, man. And they knew how to do it. There was a there was a special art to it, man. And if you knew how to do it, you could do it in one kick. But you could always
Yep.
tell the green peas, for sure. So
Yeah.
let me see if I can go here to page 2. It won't let me. What's the deal here? Hold on. 50 bikes per page. Do I click on the little down arrow or the one that points over? Uh,
Yeah, the one that points over.
okay. Let's see.
Yeah, so
Let me see here.
you're moving on to the next
All right.
page. Yeah,
Now
so the
it
40
takes
is,
it takes me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay, now we're on here on the Royal Enfield
yeah,
Continental.
yep, Royal Enfield again, a British bike, still produced just a 2014 300 original miles on the bike.
Uh huh.
Just a really cool little bike. Just a little cafe racer type bike, single cylinder, cafe racer, just ready to go.
Right. This 2015 Harley Davidson Glide Touring is a nice bike. Low rider, got the big bags in the back, got the big front wheel on it. Just a nice cruising bike, man. You could roll up to a show on that in style.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a nice bike. Let's see here. Let's drop down. 73 CBX 750. Another one CBX 750K. I want to get into some of these older ones. Okay, 66 Triumph Bonneville Custom. I mean, they took and made it a single seater. That's a rigid frame. That
Yep.
bike, you gotta be a motorcycle guy to ride that bike.
Yeah, I have not been on many motorcycles in my life, and I look at a lot of these bikes and I'm thinking, man, how do you handle this? And some of the vintage bikes, like the old Harleys and the old Indians, they're different from today.
Yeah.
A lot of them were left throttle, right brake. I mean, I forget all those, but kind of like what you were saying, you better know what you're doing before you hop on some of these. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, and the suspension, it's not there, man. There's no suspension it whatsoever.
Yeah.
47 Indian Chief, another good looking bike. White wall tires, big
Yep.
fenders, just
Let
great looking
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah. Let's back up to lot number 119, the 1940 Indian 440.
Okay,
Uh,
let's see here.
Probably one of
Okay.
the most, yeah, lot number
Oh, I missed that one. Yeah,
119.
right. Okay, I got you.
Probably one of the most collectible of the Indian bikes
Uh,
because of that four-cylinder, four-stroke engine, 4-into-1 straight exhaust system, just the large decorative fenders on there. This one is actually it's a highly sought after and rare bike, and highly sought after because of that four-cylinder setup that it has.
right. Now, Craig, what do you think? What do you think the money is going to be on a motorcycle like that?
On a motorcycle like this, it's probably between 50 and 70 would be my estimate on the bike.
Uh huh. It's just
And it's that rare, and this one of course is that nice.
yeah. I have to say that, and I say this about all the collector cars that we do interviews with and stuff. The designers back in the day, they were not. They were artists.
Yeah,
They had free reign. They had to do everything by hand, and they knew how to make stuff look good, man. I mean, it was. Can you
yeah.
imagine going to the Indian store and buying this bike brand new off the showroom floor?
No, that would have been something back in the day.
Oh, I wonder what the bike costs
Absolutely.
brand new.
Yeah, boy, that's an interesting question.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, good.
Let's jump to number 127. And Jeff, I'm not sure how much time we have here. I don't want to monopolize it all, but lot number 127, 1937 Harley Davidson UL.
Oh yes.
This this bike is out of the As Found collection of Mike Wolf of American Pickers.
Oh really? Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
This bike is 100% bone stock original, unrestored. If you're looking for glitz and glamour, because the chrome is shiny and the paint is flawless, this is not your bike.
Right.
But if you want a bike that is 100% original, I thought it was so cool. It's got basically engine and leg guards on it.
Wow.
That and as Kevin said, he said a lot of these bikes back in the day, they were ridden year round. People didn't have bikes and then cars and then four bikes and two cars, and I mean it wasn't it back in the day.
Right.
Some of these bikes were their year round transportation,
Yeah.
and when it's 20 degrees outside and a little bit wet, those leg guards were pretty important on there.
I'll guarantee you they were, man. I guarantee. And
Yeah.
Mike Wolf, that's how he liked his stuff. I mean, I don't remember seeing very much of Mike Wolf stuff when I watched Pickers that was you know all cleaned up and painted and done everything. He just kind of got him running and left him all original like that, and that's really cool, man. Patina has
He wanted
history.
them. Yeah. Yep, he wanted them as found. That's
Yes,
exactly right. And
guaranteed.
so lot number 131 is out of the same collection, the 1939 Indian Chief, and this thing is again as found, and it is an unrestored example, found in a warehouse in California. The original motor and transmission, a bike gone through by a noted Indian motorcycle restorer, running and driving vintage Indian Chief. Just a cool bike.
Wow, that's amazing. 67 Honda CM 91. That's a cool little bike. Pretty,
Yep.
pretty, pretty cool for that era in the 60s, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Every
Yep.
more of a California style bike than anything, you know. That's pretty cool though, man. '08
Yeah.
Goldwing Le Mans Mark Trike.
Yeah. What I think is funny is seeing the two bikes, lot number 133 and lot number 134. The 67 Honda CM91, just basically a
Yeah.
step up from a moped. I mean, it's basically a moped.
Yes.
Uh, and then this great big huge Honda Goldwing trike,
Yeah.
just massive, just massive.
Yeah. Crossbreed between a Mack truck and a motorcycle. You know,
Yeah,
it really
yeah.
is.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
1946 Harley Davidson Knucklehead. Another good looking
yeah,
bike.
yep. So lot number 137 is that 2007
Yeah.
Harley Davidson
Okay. I see
50th
it.
anniversary Sportster.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. This is the one that they did for to make after the Knucklehead, correct?
That's correct. Yep, yep.
Now,
It's
does this
50th
have the
anniversary.
knuckleheads on it, or did they go that far with it?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's again, it's the 50th anniversary Sportster. I guess 57 was the first year of the Sportster,
right.
and this is the 50th anniversary. What's neat about this, they only made 2,000 of them.
Uh huh.
This is bike number 521 of 2,000,
Wow.
and it's only got 248 miles on the
Oh
odometer.
man, they didn't ride it at all.
Yeah,
What do you
no.
think the price is going to be on something like this bike? And this is a cool bike.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, oddly enough, the early 2000s Harleys and things, they're not appreciating greatly in value. I would predict this to sell 7,500 to
Right.
8,000, 9,000 in that range.
Now, is this
I mean,
when
it ought to sell for more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is this when Harley Davidson was AMF?
No, this was
Okay,
no. This is past those years,
past the
but
AMF. Okay, all right,
yeah, yeah,
all right.
yep.
Vespa
Of
scooter.
course, you
That's
got
about
that
one.
right next to the '04 Vespa scooter.
Yeah,
So a story from my youth. My
yeah.
dad was in the military.
Uh huh.
I spent 9 years of my life from age 9 to age 18 in England. We were stationed in England, lived on an Air Force base
Uh
over
huh.
there. There were groups of people that would drive around on Vespa scooters,
Uh huh.
and there were groups of people who would ride around on, big crotch rockets,
Right.
big Hondas and this and that and the other. They hated each other.
Uh huh.
One was called the mods, and the others were the bikers. The mods were what they were. The bikers, they wore black leather jackets. I will never forget seeing a mod and a biker going down the road side by side, kicking at each other, trying to knock both of them, knock each other over. I am not joking. They were literally kicking each other on their bikes.
Oh
And
man.
anyway, that. Whenever I see a scooter like this, it brings me back to my youth,
There
Jeff.
you go, man. Well, we all got to have those things that take us back to our youth, you know. Uh,
Absolutely.
there's a 1989 Honda GB 500 Tourist trophy bike,
Yep. Yep.
18 Harley Davidson Saltail with kind of a small rise handlebars on it. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yep.
and is that
So yeah,
that's the end of it
that's
right
kind of
there?
run. Yeah, that's kind of run through the collection of bikes. And again, we didn't talk a whole lot about some of the memorabilia pieces, but I mean, this has been just a whole lot of fun putting this collection together. And I'm really looking forward to, yeah. So the website, classiccarauction.us. Um, Pre-bidding, kind of the advanced bidding, opens up this Saturday, May 2nd.
Okay.
The actual live webcast of the auction, where you get to see the good-looking Scott Goodhue.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You need
Yeah.
glasses or what? I mean, think you need glasses? I don't
I gotta
understand what
stand
you're
next to
saying.
him for
Good
I
looking.
gotta stand. I gotta stand next to him for 5 hours. I
Okay,
don't want
he's
him
a
to
he's
get
a diamond, ain't he? He is the most good, best looking man there. I tell you, Marlboro kind of guy.
Yes, that's exactly right. But the live auction portion of this starts at 10 o'clock on Saturday, the 9th of May, and we'll run through each of these bikes and memorabilia pieces, and it's just a good old time.
Well, Craig, I tell you what, it's always a pleasure. I always wish you the best at the sale. I know you've got the best selling for you, and dude, you have got a gift for descriptions and stuff like that, and I just wish you guys the best at this. You know, we are in tough times right now. I mean, and it gets a little scary when you're looking at this kind of stuff, but I think you guys will do fine. You got some very, very nice bikes. And I think your memorabilia there's some amazing memorabilia, and it always seems like the memorabilia sells no matter what, you know. I mean, it always does well, and I think at the end of the day, you guys are going to have a nice sale.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. What I encourage people to do, don't look at the news. Events are going to go on around the world just
Right.
like they normally do, and you know what? We always come out shining.
We
And
do.
everything always looks better years later. Don't look at the news. You've got the same amount of money in your checkbook today that you had 2 months ago,
Guaranteed.
and nothing's changed. Just go out, have fun, live life, buy a bike.
Well, these
Wow.
are investments like a CD, and the best thing about this deal is you can drive this. You can't. I mean, if you you can't drive a CD.
It's the funnest CD you can ever have.
Guaranteed, man,
Absolutely.
guaranteed. Well, buddy, I tell you what, man, thank you once again for being on the show. As always, any auction that you guys have, you're always going to be on. I'm just glad that a spot opened up, because I had forgotten all about this bike sale, and I had booked and it didn't. I was like, oh my God, I forgot the bikes, you know, but it opened up and it was meant to be. So thank you for being on.
Always my pleasure. Appreciate it very much.
I enjoyed the talk. Thank you, my friend. I'll talk to
All
you
right.
soon.
Take care.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. Bye bye. All right, guys. Well, I'll tell you what, you know, I think it's going to be a great sale. I know it's going to be a good sale. They got the right stuff in there, and the memorabilia is definitely nice. If you guys want to take a look at the memorabilia or the bikes, it's Classic Car Auction Group, and then you go to their website and click on the menu bars, and it'll take you to the bikes. It'll take you to the memorabilia and stuff like that. So we'll be right back here. We'll do some more sponsors again, and we'll be right back here in a minute with Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
Let's take a look at our new partner, 6'9" Graphics and Design. A small design and marketing company, big on personalized service. They work closely with you to get your business noticed, with graphics that stand out and grab attention. 6'9" Graphics and Design specializes in stickers, decals, and graphics for your hot rods, custom projects, so business marketing. They also offer logo design, brochure signs, business cards, banners, custom apparel, vehicle graphics, and much more. Remember, that's 6'9" Graphics and Design. Visit 69design.com or find them on Instagram at 69design.
start your day. There's a place in Parker that'll get you going. Rise and Grind Coffee has bold espresso, strong coffee, smooth lattes, plus chai teas and cold. Smoothies, regular or decaf, whatever you're in the mood for. Hungry, grab a hot breakfast burrito or a fresh muffin, quick, simple, and ready to roll. Got something coming up, any event or party you're planning, they've got a portable coffee cart that brings the coffee right to you. Fresh drinks served on site. Local spot, good coffee, good people. Rise and Grind Coffee, fueling your day, one cup at a time. When your equipment goes down, your whole day comes to a stop. That's where Garner Repair comes in. Owned and operated by Austin Garner, Garner Repair brings professional, reliable mobile equipment repair right to you. No hauling, no waiting, no wasted time. From engine repair to hydraulic systems to electrical diagnostics and full preventative maintenance, Garner Repair keeps your equipment running strong. Whether you're on a job site, a ranch, or out in the field, Austin shows up ready to get the job done right the first time. Fast response, honest work, dependable service you can trust.
Call 303-588.
7940.
That's 303-588.
7940. Or email garnerrepair@gmail.com. Garner Repair, keeping your equipment moving so you can keep moving forward.
Okay, we're back right here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song up, inspired by my buddy Texas Rich from C10 America. It's called Tailgate Prayers. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
Friday night, dust in the air, whole back row, nobody there. Radio low, stars up high, just me, my thoughts, and this open sky. Park that old truck by the field, rust and chrome scar. Friday night, dust in the air, whole back row, nobody there. Radio low, stars up high, just me, my thoughts, and this open sky. Park that old truck by the field, rust and chrome scars it revealed. She ain't perfect, but she's mine, been my truth in a world of lies. Leaning back on a tailgate cold, talking about life like we're getting old. These tailgate prayers sent up slow through the night where the wild winds blow. Ain't no church, but I swear it's real.
I found more truth right there in a few old tailgate prayers. Headlights rolling, I know that sound. Square body Chevy coming around. Primer gray under those neon skies. Working man's dream with 1,000 tries. Talking long nights and busted knuckles. Back road runs and worn out clutches. Every dent's got a tale to tell of heaven above and a little hell. These tailgate prayers sent up slow through the night where the wild winds blow. Ain't no church, but I swear it's real. Out here where the heart can heal. Every worry, every care gets laid down in that country air. Yeah, I found more truth right there in a few old tailgate prayers. We ain't preaching, we ain't dressed in white, just two old souls in dashboard light, thanking God for the roads we've known and asking Him to guide us home. These tailgate prayers sent up slow through the night where the wild winds blow. Ain't no church, but I swear it's real. Out here where the heart can heal. From busted dreams to hope somewhere, we leave it all in that midnight air. Yeah, the good Lord hears them out there in a few old tailgate prayers. Just an old truck, a sky full of stars, and a couple prayers from where we are.
There you go, tailgate prayers right here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music. Now, this next song, I have a lot of collectible toys here in the studio, and I have quite a few that are still what we call mint in box. And for you folks that don't know what mint in box means, that means that these toys have never been played with. They've never had a child hold them in their hands. They've never been outside that plastic bubble that covers this toy to protect it. And if I was a toy, I wouldn't want to be like that. I would want to be one that was loved and played with with a kid that did the dirt, played in the dirt, and that had tea parties and different things like that. No matter what, your boy or girl, whatever those toys are, I always felt that as a toy, you were supposed to be played with. And, there's always those ones that get left out. And I was sitting here looking the other day, and I thought, you know what, I think this would be kind of a cool song. So I wrote this song, and it's called Mint in the Box. And we'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
Sitting on a shelf in a cardboard frame, clear plastic window, price tag name. Never saw a backyard, never felt the sun, never heard a kid say, this one's mine, this one. Paint's still perfect, not a scratch or scar. Never rode across a floor or a dirt driveway yard. They say I'm worth a fortune, yes, someday I'll be, but that ain't what I was made to be. I don't wanna be meant in the box, never touched, never lost, never loved till my colors fade or wheels wore down from the games we played. I'd trade all this value they say I got just to be a kid's best friend, even if I'm not worth a dime when the years have passed. I don't wanna be meant in the box. I've seen others come and go off the shelf, picked out by a child taken home with help. Heard the laughter echo through the store as they ran outside and hit the door. I stayed behind, just a collector's dream, perfect little piece of a memory unseen. But what's a memory if it never lives? What's a heart if it never gives? I don't wanna be meant in the box, never touched, never lost, never raced down a hallway floor, crashed into walls in a backyard war. I'd trade all this value they say I got for 1,000 nights in a toy box spot, worth nothing but a memory that lasts. I don't wanna be meant in the box. Maybe somewhere there's a grown-up man staring at me through that plastic span, remembering the toy he never chose or the one he lost so long ago. And I wonder if he'd understand. I'd give it all just to be in his hands. I don't wanna be meant in the box, never open, never lost, never held when the lights go out. A part of dreams a kid dreams about. They can keep their money, they can keep that cost. I'd rather be warm than never lost, worth more in love than a price tag spot. I don't wanna be meant in the box. Yeah, I'd rather be broken than never be loved.
Mint in the Box right there on Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music. All right, let's see what our next one is here. Next one right here is after that bad boy of the 1969 Baldwin Dream Camaro right there. I'm telling you, there's the Yanko, which I'm very, very fond of. But that Baldwin Camaro was a true renegade right there. This is called Baldwin Dream. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music.
Sport dream, 396 under the hood, running clean. Put into Baldwin, papers got signed, but they said, boy, we got something else in mind. Send it down the motion wrenches, stop the screen, turn that Chevy into a phase 3 machine. Big block thunder where a small dream stood, they turned that Camaro into something no one should. They said, son,
warranty street machine.
427 or a 454, horsepower knocking like a back alley door. Headers howling, holly, breathing deep. Rear end gears make the devil weep. Fiberglass hood with a scoop sitting high. Looks like trouble when she rolls on by. You don't drive her slow, you don't drive her tame. Every green light's just a call to flame. Dealer said, sign here if you dare. But what you do with it, we don't care. No warranty, just gasoline. 11-second street machine. Quarter mile burning over 120 clean. Fastest thing this town's ever seen. From Baldwin streets to the midnight scene. She's a
No warranty street machine.
Yanko boys tried, Copo came strong, but motion built power don't last long. Either you win or you blow it apart. That's the price of a full throttle heart. Some got wrecked, some got lost, some got buried for the speed they cost. But the ones still running, man, they still reign. Ghosts of thunder in the fast lane. No warranty, just gasoline. Legend born in 1969 scene. Built by fire, built obscene. American muscle in its rawest dream. From Baldwin streets to eternity scene. She's a
No warranty street machine.
yeah. Sign the paper, take the keys, and pray you make it past third gear.
All right, Baldwin Dreams right there. Baldwin Dreams. This next song here is called Walking with the Legends on Beale. We'll be right back here on Pedal the Metal, Motors and Music.
Neon flickers on the sidewalk. Memphis night alive. Boot steps echo down the pavement where the blues still thrive. From the days of theater to club handy's old stage glow. Every corner's got a heartbeat from 100 years ago. I passed by Rum Boogie Cafe, hear a guitar cry. the blues still bending notes that never die. And I swear I hear a piano rolling through the night, like Fats Domino's still playing somewhere out of sight. I'm walking with the legends on bill tonight, where the past and the present collide in the light. Every doorway's got a story, every shadow's got a name, and the ghosts of the music still fan the flame. Yeah, I'm walking with the legends on bill. They say a young man once walked here, quiet, watching every move, learn the soul of every rhythm, every Memphis groove. Elvis Presley found his fire in these midnight sounds. Now his echo rides the breeze when the sun goes down. I feel a Lucille crying in the humid air tonight. That sweet sting of 6 steel strings cutting through the night. You can hear B.B. King in every note that lingers on, like he never really left, just kept playing on. I'm walking with the legends on bill tonight, where the past and the present collide in the light. From the stages to the sidewalks, every scar and stain still carries every chorus, every loss and gain. Yeah, I'm walking with the legends on bill. Some are names in neon, some are carved in stone, some just live forever in a broken microphone. But they all come back when the night rolls in. That old street starts to sing again. I'm walking with the legends on bill tonight. Hear 'em laughing in the distance, just out of sight. Every step I take, I ain't alone at all. I can feel 'em in the rhythm of this southern call. Yeah, I'm walking with the legends on bill. Just a man and a memory, and a street that never sleeps.
I like that song, man. I really like that song. You know, I guess everybody has their favorites, man, and that's one of my favorites right there. I just love that music right there. This next song right here, ladies and gentlemen, is after a famous place in Nashville. It's called Tootsie's Alley. We'll be right back here, and this is where the stars would come from the Rhyme Theater after they got done playing. They'd come across the alley and into Tootsie's. And before they would go in, they would sign this archway wall. It was a stone wall, and they would sign it in. And I was there, oh, God, I don't know when we did Nashville for the Auctioneers contest, but we were there, and I got to go in and stand in that arch, inside that arch. And you could just feel, the, I don't know, man. It was just like the artists were there with you or something. It was just amazing to know that all these people had passed through that were no longer with us or that were still with us, and they signed this wall and they come into this place, and I happened to be in this place and into that spot. You open up the door and you look, and there was the Rhyme Theater, and you could just picture them coming across. It was pretty cool. So this here is called Tootsie's Alley. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
There's a narrow little alley where the neon fades to dim. Just a back door and a memory most folks walk past and miss. Brick walls worn from boots and time, stories in the grain, every name scratched in that arch still echoes just the same. I ain't played the Opry, I ain't never wore that crown, just a stranger in the shadows where the legends came around. But I swear I felt a presence as I stepped up through that frame, like every soul that passed here once was whispering their name. In Tootsie's Alley, under that old archway, where the past ain't gone, it just don't ever fade. Signatures and spirits hanging in the air. I ain't one of them, but I can feel them there. Yeah, in Tootsie's Alley. Some are still out singing, some have long moved on, but they all come back together when that back door light comes on. You can almost hear the laughter, boots on hardwood floors, and 100 midnight dreams walking through that door. In Tootsie's Alley, under that old archway, where the past ain't gone, it just don't ever fade. Every name a story, every line a prayer. I ain't one of them, but I can feel them there. Yeah, in Tootsie's Alley. Yeah. I ran my hand across those names, carved in the years, felt the weight of every mile, every doubt, every tear. And for a moment in that silence, I didn't feel alone, like the road I'm still walking they already know. In Tootsie's Alley, where the legends still remain, in the scratches on the wall and the whiskey stains. I might never make that stage, never hear my call, but tonight I stood among them in that narrow hall. Yeah, in Tootsie's Alley, just a back door and a feeling, and 1,000 names on the wall.
Tootsie's Alley, right there. Another great place to go to if you haven't ever been. That's one that you need to put on your bucket list for sure. Nashville's just a cool town, man. If you've never been to Nashville, it's just really a cool town. And so is Memphis. Memphis is another great town. This song right here goes out to fathers and sons right here. This is called Right by Your Side. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
I fed you and clothed you when you were young. I taught you how to walk and how to run. I stood beside you on those scary nights, holding your hand, making everything all right. I just want you to know that I'm here by your side, and I'll never leave you till the day that I die. When the road gets rough and the sky turns gray, when you feel like the world's drifting away, remember stronger than you think you've ever been. No matter how far this life may take you, no matter what you're going through, you'll never stand alone in this fight. Son, I'll always be right by your side. First scraped knee, first broken heart, I watched you fall, then watched you start to stand back up and face the day. That's when I knew you'd find your way. Every lesson that I tried to teach was more than words, it was within your reach. Now you're a man, but you're still my son, and I'm proud of everything you've become. When the road gets rough and the sky turns gray, when you feel like the world's drifting away, remember every word I said back then. You're stronger than you think you've ever been. No matter how far this life may take you, no matter what you're going through, you'll never stand alone in this fight. Son, I'll always be right by your side. And when I'm gone and you can't see my face,
break, I'll be the strength you lean on every day. When the road gets rough and the sky turns gray, and I'm just a memory of yesterday, remember every word I said back then. You've got the heart to rise again, no matter how far this life may take you. Through every dream you're chasing true, you'll never stand alone in this fight. Son, I'm always right by your side.
Another good one right there on Pedal to Metal Motors and Music. Okay, let's see here. We got some other stuff up here at the beginning here. Okay, this song right here is about a young man that was going through some really hard times and thought, you know what, life just ain't worth it. It just ain't worth it. I don't want to be here any longer. My future's bleak. I don't think anything's going to work out. And just before he was ready to, do the unthinkable, the good Lord come up to him and he said, I'm sending you your future daughter, and she's going to talk you out of this. And I named the name of this song, Daddy, Please Stay.
Late night room in the TV glow, shadows long where the hurt don't go. He sat there staring at his hands like the whole world slipped right through his plans. Every dream felt miles away, every road just led to gray. Silence loud as a thunder sound, like there was no reason left hanging around. Tears fell slow on a worn out floor, heart so heavy he couldn't take more. Then a voice cut soft through the dark that night, like a whisper wrapped in a little girl's light. He looked up slow, didn't understand, saw a tiny figure reaching out her hand, big brown eyes and a dress so white, standing there in the pale moonlight. She said, Daddy, I know you don't see me yet, but I'm your reason you ain't met. Daddy, without you, who's gonna teach me? These broken parts, Daddy, without you, who's gonna dry my tears, be my hero through the years? Please don't leave before we start. You're the reason I have a heart. He shook his head, said this can't be real, but he felt something he forgot to feel. A little hand wrapped round his own, warming a soul that felt so alone. She smiled up like she knew his pain, like she'd seen every drop of rain. Said there's more ahead you just can't see, but there's a whole life waiting with me. Daddy, without you, who's gonna teach me to ride? Run beside me and never let go when I try. Who's gonna pick me up when You're the reason I have a heart. And when my world breaks for the very first time, when some boy don't see what you see in my eyes, who's gonna tell me I'll be alright and hold me close through that long night? And when I'm standing there in white someday, who's gonna give me away? Daddy, without you, who's gonna walk me that way? Stand beside me on my wedding day. Who's gonna cry but try to be strong? Tell me I've known love all along. Daddy, without you, I'd never be all the things you'll help me to be. Please don't go, just wait and see. One day you're gonna meet me. Morning light through a broken shade, he sat there breathing the choice he made. Tears still fell, but his heart knew why. Somewhere ahead was a little girl's life.
Daddy, please stay right here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music. All right, let's see what we got next here on the old song agenda. We're about 8:47. We got time for a couple of more songs here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. I like this one. Let's do this one here. Spending Our Kids' Inheritance. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
Boat sitting out back, traded in the camper that was starting to crack. Cleared out the garage, every shelf, every bin. Said this is where the dream's gonna finally begin. Neighbors all talking, say we've lost our minds, but they don't feel this fire running down our spine. We ain't chasing money, we ain't chasing fame, just chrome reflections and a family name. We're spending our kids' inheritance on a car show dream and a little bit of sense. Every dollar gone in a cloud of dust, but we're living right now, and that's enough. From primer gray to candy red shine, we ain't leaving nothing for 'em but a good time. Yeah, they might laugh when they read that will, be cruising Main Street still. Early morning coffee in a folding chair, sun coming regrets in it. Every mile we roll is a memory made in a small town show on a summer day. From dusty lots to trophy nights under neon glow and parking lot lights. Yeah, they might say we never grew up still, but we just learned how to really live. So if you see us rolling, just tip your hat. We ain't looking back. No, we ain't looking back.
Every car's got a story right here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
Every time I go to a car show across this land, I love to hear the stories about the build and the man. Every car's a legend in somebody's mind, telling of a journey and a dream in time. Those old cars got stories they're willing to tell, from the day they were new to the years they fell. From taking kids to school to Sunday drives to back road runs and family rides. Yeah, every car's got a story to tell about the life it lived and the years it held. From the first turn of the key to the miles it rolled, there's a piece of someone in that steel and chrome. So if you got the time at a show one day, don't just walk by and drift away. Take a minute, listen close, and you'll see it ain't just a car, it's a memory. Some sat parked for years out behind a shed. Some were handed down when a loved one passed. Some were built with blood, sweat, and time. Some were saved when they were barely alive. There's a scratch on a door from a careless day, and a dent that never got fixed that way. But every mark's just part of the ride. Every flaw's got a story inside. Every car's got a story to tell about the life it lived and the years it held. From the first turn of the key to the miles it rolled, there's a piece of someone in that steel and chrome. So if you got the time at a show one day, don't just walk by and drift away. Take a minute, listen close, and you'll see it ain't just a car, it's a memory. If you can't hear it, just ask the man. He'll light right up and start to ramble on about the day he found it, the work he's done, and the miles he's chased beneath the sun. You see it in his eyes, hear it in his voice. That car ain't just metal, it was a choice.
a piece of life he refused to lose. And a road he still gets to choose. Yeah, every car's got a story to tell about the life it lived and the years it held. From the first turn of the key to the miles it rolled, there's a piece of someone, and that's steel and chrome. So next time you're walking that road at a show, slow it down, don't be in a rush to go. 'Cause behind every hood and every key, there's a lifetime of stories. Yeah, every car's got a story to tell. You just gotta listen or ask them well, and you'll find out more than you thought you'd see in a life on four wheels and memories.
You know, Derek and I, we do a show during the summertime at the car shows, and it's called Rolling with Roller and Derek, and that is such a true statement song that it's just hard not to understand it, because everybody that's at that show has got a reason why they have that car. They have a story, like, you know, and it don't. I mean, it's, hey, I drove this same exact car in high school, or there's a gentleman and his wife, they're an older couple, and they bought this car out of a museum in Amarillo, Texas, and it's an you know, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like an old Buick, and it has a little Coca-Cola trailer that they pull behind it, and they are so proud of this car, and they know everything about this car and where it was made, where it was built, who owned it, and they just have a great story in them, you know, and it's just like, take for instance my truck. My truck has a story, and it was one that my dad drove the truck back in the day. It was a tribute to him and the station and stuff, and it's just true. Every dang car out there has got some kind of a story of why the people own it. And if you just go to a car show one time, just ask them. Stop by and ask somebody. If you see a car you like, just tell them, say, you know what? Tell me your story, and you're going to be amazed at what they hear, at what you hear, man. It's pretty cool. It really is. They have some great ones there. Let's see here. What are we going to play? You know, I took this song, and I wrote this song a long time ago, but I took several songs and I remade them, and I remade them in a concert setting, where, you know, the crowd gets involved in the song and stuff. And I've talked to Rich about it from C10 America, and I'm going to take some of my songs and remake them, my C10 songs, and I'm going to make them into a concert setting where the audience gets involved. I just think that it just gives the song a completely different sound and meaning. And so this one here is called "Where Do All the Good Horses Go When They Die?"
Where do the good horses go when they die? I remember the day you were born, and the way you looked me in the eye. then you'd be my horse. We chased the long roads of our lives, from the mountains down to the oceans, through the hills and the open plains. You always stood right there beside me. Never once did you complain. You were steady when the trail got narrow, sure-footed through dust and rain. Didn't matter what the load was, you carried it without a change. Every mile you gave me your heart, every ride you gave me your trust. That's the reason I loved you, more than words, more than dust. So tell me, when they die, do they run through a big green pasture in the sky? Is there fresh water flowing and sweet grass hay to eat? Does somebody ride 'em gentle, keep those hooves trimmed neat? Do they turn into angels or just wait somewhere up high? Where do the good horses go when they die? When the barn feels quiet at sunset, and your halter's hanging on the wall, I swear I still hear your hoofbeats, like you're answering my call. You gave me more than miles and memories, more than the wind and the rains. You gave me a piece of your soul, and I'll carry that till the end. Maybe heaven smells like leather, and the earth is soft and wide, where the fences never bind you, and the trails don't ever end in goodbye. So tell me, where do the good horses go when they die? When they die, do they run forever beneath open skies? Is there cool shade in the summer, warm stones when it's cold? Do they feel every ounce of the love they once showed? Do they wait with a saddle and a soft knowing eye? Where do the good horses go when they die? If you're waiting on some high trail with the sun low and the air just right, save me a place in that saddle. We'll ride again someday on that trail beyond the sky. Where do the good horses go when they die?
All right, let's see. Whoa, hold on there. Okay. Well, it's about that time. Time to say goodnight. I'm going to play one more song, and then we'll go right into the outro. and we'll see you guys again on Sunday. Remember, really a good show on Sunday. It's going to be, this was kind of a cool surprise. I dialed the wrong number to get a hold of Craig today, and another Craig answered. Well, this Craig that answered happened to be from Meekum Auto Auctions, and you know, Meekum is a big auction company, man, and they have some great automobiles, and they do a fantastic job. I've sold some cars at Meekum, and Craig Smith is his name, and he is a preview man for Meekum Auto Auctions, and so he's right down there in the mix of everything, and we're going to talk to him about Meekum and all the different sales and stuff, and they have one coming up. I believe it's in Tulsa, but I'll have all that information for you. But he's going to be on at 7 p.m. On the 3rd of May. Wow, we're talking about May already, guys. That's fast. Where did April go? Gosh, where does all the time go? I don't know. But anyway, so that'll be a good show. Kind of a surprise show for me, and I look forward to talking to the folks from Meekum Auto Auctions. Kayla Savage will be on the 6th, and she'll be there. Of course, I have a classic car sale. We'll be doing a live video from the classic car sale up in Greeley, Colorado on the 9th. Then I got Russ Steely, monster truck driver, on the 10th. I got Charlie Miller, who is a monster truck driver back in the day. He'll be on the 17th. Texas Rich will be on the 24th. We won't have a show on the 31st, and I'm still trying to book the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. But that's more than I had. So let's see here. I made a song for Miss Roller here the other day, and we'll end with that one, and then we'll go into the outro. But you guys have a safe day tomorrow. Be safe. I understand in Colorado it's supposed to be a rainy day. So if you get a chance to just kick back and chill out, go to YouTube, man. Listen to some of the old shows or whatever. If you guys want any music, get a hold of me at jeffrichards327@gmail.com. We can get you music or anything. Go over to the website, www.pedaltothemetalpodcast.com. You can go to Fourth Wall, order a shirt or something like that, tennis shoes, coffee mug or something. And then we'll be back here on Sunday to do it all over again. So this next song here is called I'm Your Superman, and we'll end with this one, and y'all have a nice night, okay? I love you guys, and be safe. Night Carter, night Debbie, night everybody else out there. Thank you for hanging with this old guy. I appreciate you very much.
Sun comes up, coffee's on. You're already halfway gone. Holding down this life we made, strong as steel but soft as rain. I see the worry in your eyes, even when you try to hide. Girl, you carry way too much. Let me be your steady touch. You don't need to worry, I'm your Superman. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your stand. When the world comes crashing in, I'll be right there, take it on the chin. Through the hard times, through the plans, through every dream we're chasing hand in hand. You don't need to worry, don't you understand? As long as I'm breathing, I'm your Superman. Late night talks, front porch swing, and you're my everything, my everything. take it on the chin. Through the hard times, through the plans, through every dream we're chasing hand in hand. You don't need to worry, don't you understand? As long as I'm breathing, I'm your Superman. I don't need a cape or a sky, just your hand in mine tonight. That's the only strength I need. You're the reason that I believe. You don't need to worry, I'm your Superman. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your stand. When the world comes crashing in, I'll be right there again and again. Through the years and shifting sands, I'll still be reaching for your hand. You don't need to worry, don't you understand? Forever and always, I'm your Superman.
All right, everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Pedal to the Metal. I want to send out a huge thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in and supporting the show. I also want to thank all of our amazing sponsors. You're the ones that help keep the wheels turning, and we truly appreciate you. Be sure to join us every Wednesday and Sunday. We kick things off with music at 6 p.m. each night, and the full show starts at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Until next time, keep the pedal down, heads high, and we'll see you at the next show.